to No More News. Another on the road show. Back again with Kevin from Think For Yourself.
That's where I'm from.
Metallica, Carol the Bells to get us started. Tons of stuff we're going to cover today. Saturday, December 6th, 2025. Almost the end of the year.
Almost the end times.
Almost the end times. As soon as I get back, I'm going to publish the book like within less than a week, guaranteed.
Nice.
You might have to help me listen to another chapter.
I'm definitely down. Are you going to do an Audible version eventually?
Yeah, but I'm probably not going to start recording it for a while. Right. It'll take... I might just have AI do it.
Exactly. Yeah. You give the AI your voice, give it a stream, and then...
Throw a little God voice in there for the verses.
Put some reverb.
Some contrast for the verses. I was thinking maybe me when I'm narrating, another voice, some girl or something for when I'm quoting.
Right.
And then God voice for all verses. What do you guys think of that?
And for Jesus, rabbi voice.
Rabbi. A rabbi from New York, like, oy vey, salvations of the synagogue of Satan, goy.
I'm from the East Coast. If you need it, I'm down to put my my role in there. I'll be Jesus.
Can you give me your Jesus voice? Do we need to pull up some verses? Like the Jesus that I saw?
Salvation is from the Jews. Okay. Do not go to where the Gentiles are in Samaria. No. Only go to the lost sheep of Israel. That is our Aryan hero.
That is Jesus, the true voice of Jesus, except in Aramaic, but totally.
Same thing.
It's like this Jesus I saw, that is no joke, on the ceiling of a 1,000-year-old cathedral. St. Peter's Cathedral. Isn't every single cathedral St. Peter's? Like, fuck, how many St. Peter's is there going to be?
He was a spy.
Well, he was a spy. Shimon Kefa, we fast for him on the 9th of Tevat. Look at that Jesus. Like, accurate depiction of Jesus.
Give us your children, goy, and tell me your secrets.
Like, whoever wrote that one, they must have had the Jew. The Jew must have. We got to find out who actually did that. And find out it was like the court Jew or something. They're like, I'll make him look very, very historical. If he existed, he would have looked like this, except only a little bit more Jewish. Jesus.
A little browner.
Little browner, exactly.
He's too pink.
I wonder if Jazz laughing about this. This is the whole thing, by the way. It's Jesus and Peter walking on the water on the ceiling of the cathedral. 1,000 years old. The painting might be less old, but dude, do you know what I noticed about these churches?
What?
Is that when you sit down on the back of the wood pew, they have a thing sticking out at the top, so it's like really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And you can't. And then the little thing down below, you're supposed to put your knees on to pray, get like a slave on your knees.
You got to be in pain, man.
Yeah, it's got to be painful. They don't want you falling asleep in church. It's like
it's your punishment to pray repeatedly after telling your secrets to a dude that touches children.
I saw some confession booths, too. I took a photo of one of them. Anybody in the chat ever been in a confession booth? I never have.
I have. I was raised Catholic. I went to a Catholic school. I used to go into, there was two options. You could go into the room with the priest in the light, and then there was the option to go into the sort of secretive pew. So when you had a really dark secret, you would want to go there. And then when you just wanted to tell him some good news, you go into the room. He'd tell me to do some prayers, like do, 2 Hail Marys and 1 whatever. And then I'd just go and talk to the rabbi in the sky and put all my hopes into it.
Literally the rabbi on the ceiling. Right. I'm gonna have to ask ChatGPT. Do you have your thing for Grok and ChatGPT? I like having a searcher.
You're the laptopper. I'm the phone. You're the laptop guy.
Yeah,
together,
well, we're streaming from my phone.
We get it all.
This is front-facing phone.
What am I asking?
Hold on. It's who painted the painting.
Oh yeah.
So somebody called it. They looked it up. Oh, you're going to just see if it can get it like that?
Yeah, just give it the picture.
Okay. Go. Say, who painted that? See how good it is.
It's good, but it lies. That's the problem.
Right.
So
I can't get over this Jesus. I've never seen a Jewier Jesus. Yeah, this is the pre-Schofield Jesus, by the way. Pre-Schofield, pre-Rothschilds, where he wrote the Bible. They made it Jewish.
Jesus used to be cool.
Speaking of that, did you see the Owen Schroyer thing I shared?
I don't see things.
We got an Owen Schroyer. You don't follow me on Twitter?
I follow you, but
is everybody following? But you don't go on it much. That's
not
good.
enough.
That's good. I kind of got.
I've been touching a little bit of grass lately.
Good for you. I got to post my video, my touching moss video. I watched it. It's so cringe. It's so cringe. I'm gonna do a post like doing pagan things, touching moss and doing pagan things.
The artist is Giovanni Battista Goli, also known as whatever, Beccacaco. He's Italian. And yeah, 1709.
Okay, it is way older. That'd be sick. What's up, True Seeker? All praise to the Almighty. King OG Gondo, King Agondo, based God, Cuckoo. Okay, we're not doing good for it. I know it's a Saturday show, and why does it only say 2 minutes? Hasn't it been longer than 2 minutes? We did the whole intro song.
Yeah, maybe it got cut off.
What is going on here? Are we live? We're live. Okay, here's Owen Schroyer today, sounding like he's tipping his toes, dipping his toes, tiptoeing the line, the Jesus deception line here.
Taking a half dose of the green pill.
It's like he's been watching some Goy Shiach is what it sounds like here. I hope so. So everybody's asking for another collab. Hopefully we can do a Christmas special or something. We'll see if he wants to.
That microphone is the best.
That's the same one I have. It's just gold. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know who had the gold one? And I think that who Owen is emulating, this is Owen Schroyer from InfoWars, is Rush Limbaugh had a gold Electro Voice RE something.
How many Oxycontins did he used to do? He used to do like 20 a day or something. But he was always hyped up.
Conservative values. Dude, I think he probably just had back pain or something. It's probably justified.
Yeah.
Who can blame the dude?
How did he get so hyped up, though? I mean, he must have taken an upper to get back up.
I'm thinking if I can do a Rush Limbaugh. The Republicans are... It's pretty good. If I heard him, I could probably do better.
Yeah, it's been a while since I heard him.
Okay, you guys ready for Owen? Listen to his latest. Tell me what you think.
But now what you're seeing is they're using Christianity against Christians politically. And they're telling you, if you're a Christian, that your entire purpose is to support Israel. And they're telling you, if you're an American, that your entire purpose is to support Israel. And then they get up at these political events that they're claiming are for Christians, and they browbeat you, and they indoctrinate you, and they morally high ground you. And then they just talk about the people they don't like all day.
Anti-Semites. Yeah, because Christians are the shield and like the guardians of the Jews. And if they want to recruit pro-Israel fanatics, they sell Christianity to them.
Yeah.
And Jews, when they're arguing with the Goy, they love to always like assume that they're Christians and try to like use that as a straw man to discredit. I see them bring it up in debates all the time. They go, "Are you a Christian? Are you a Christian? Oh, well, they're the chosen people. Jesus is Jewish, right?" They so they know that like the connotations and the baggage that comes along with this, and that's why they do it. But listen to what he says. This is a key thing. He says something like, "Or was it always meant to be like that?" Watch.
Feel something. How can you not start to question things?
Like Christianity.
When you see that your faith...
How can we not start questioning Jesus? Hey, is everything a conspiracy, but we're not going to question Jesus? Right? That's what he's getting at here. I see you, Owen.
He's so close.
You're coming for me, Owen. I can see it. Sorry. Dude, this is killing me. My space bar isn't letting it play. You say something?
Has Alex made any comments of recent? I saw the last time when they departed, he had
Owen's been like glazing him and being very positive and saying nice things about InfoWars, so I think they buried the hatchet. They got over it. It was a little sad breakup.
Yeah.
Jones felt betrayed. Owen was leaving the nest. He gave him a lot. He made him who he is to a large degree.
How do you see Alex Jones? Because you used to be big into him, right? You said that you used to be a big fan.
And a Zionist gatekeeper and a Russian propagandist. And whether he's in on it or not, controlled opposition, and very likely knows he's in on something.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, I definitely think he is either accidentally or paid to cause a lot of distractions, make everything abstract. And he's always going into the deep end. If you have anything actual to talk about, he goes, but let's talk about these documents that show that this pedophile's taking adrenochrome.
And it's really just the demons at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just calling the balls and strikes.
His job is to drive away into the mess.
Whether that's his job or if that's just what sells, because people love the mess.
Yeah. But that guy William Cooper and him had that rivalry when he first started.
Yeah, but William Cooper has had some kooky stuff too.
He's kooky too, but he seemed more of a sincere kook. Even when he said his like pro-Zionist stuff, the vibe felt like Alex was, I don't know if directly paid or whether that's just conducive to success or what, but
checkmate. I need a chessboard on my set so I can on the street.
Do you play chess? Because we could do that.
It's been a long time. Okay. You beat me, I'm sure. It's been a long time. Okay, back to the Owen clip. By the way, thank you, Rabbi Zombie Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Great screen name. You deserve a follow from that. Okay, already following. Good.
Jesus.
Rabbi Zombie Jesus for the clip. He says, the seeds that you planted seem to be sprouting from his stream today. Okay, here we go.
That's a play on Rob Zombie, by the way.
How can you not start to question things? When you see that your faith that you thought was one thing is now being turned into something else and being used against you politically.
It's always been Jewish.
How can you not wonder that?
Yeah, exactly.
And then, and this is where it gets really heavy, folks, knowing how the world works and knowing all the corruption and all the psyops and
heavy
the slavery that this planet is under.
Jesus slavery?
Layers and levels of it.
Thousands of years?
And you start to see...
Hold on, did he just say thousands of years? Dude, this guy, he's tipping his toes in the water, dude. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Bravo, Owen. I love it.
We have been caught in this cycle, this end times grift that has cycled, I don't know how many times. How many times have people thought this guy is the Antichrist, this guy is this is Jacob, this is Edom, and it just, in 1,000 years, if it's not stopped, they could apply this same nonsense. Yes.
We need more sincere kooks. Very true.
That's us, man.
That's us. Thank you, Asylum, for, says, good morning, guys. Anti-Judaic checking in. What's up, Anti-Judaic? Asylum, have you always had that name? I feel like I've heard that name before, but I didn't know it was you. Thank you, buddy, for the support. You're amazing.
Yeah, Anti-Judaic is cool.
Anti-Judaic is super based and really smart and posts some serious gold. Okay, Anti-Judaic, this is for you, dude. Owen.
That this planet is under. How many different layers and levels of it is the only question. And you start to see this big reveal and this new revelation of no, Christianity is this, and it's really this politically. And then you start to wonder, well, wait a second. Was this what it was always supposed to be?
Maybe.
Yes!
Was this what religion was always supposed to be? Is this what Christianity was always supposed to be?
Yes, Owen, yes!
Some sort of political agenda?
Oh, and religious.
How can you not wonder? How can you not question?
Good, I know, seriously.
Especially right now.
No, you're an Antichrist demon.
With everything that's going on in the world, with all the evil, with what we thought we were doing to change it in this last election, and then it's just getting worse. And then the most, honestly, probably the most morally superior people right now, Christians, and they're the ones being told they're bad, and they're the ones being browbeat and beaten over the head and saying, no, your purpose is to support Israel.
Yep.
And your purpose is to support whatever this political operation is telling you to do. They're now in charge of what it means to be a Christian.
They've always been in charge. Jews told you what it means to be a Christian.
Start to question. How can you not even think, I want nothing to do with this? And then you wonder, maybe that's the purpose.
No, that's not the purpose. Anyway.
No, Jesus
Owen's
is
Jewish now, by the way. Everybody, all the Christians are going to call him Jewish because of this. Watch and
Jesus
see.
is basically a based Viking Aryan, and he is going to save us. Mm-hmm. And what we have to do is whisper to him when we're upset, and we have to patiently wait. You know, you see this bad stuff going on, just remember, he's coming. And he's been coming for thousands of years.
Now what you're seeing
Oops.
is
And this is when he actually comes. After thousands of years of Christians waiting for Rabbi Jesus to come save us and make us cool again, now's the time.
Come here, Owen. Come on, give your daddy a hug. Come on. Come on, have me on the show to talk about Jesus' deception. Come on, Owen. Come on, come to dad. Come give your father a hug. No, but serious. Dude, me and Owen have been, we've been like this forever, dude. All that I ever talked InfoWars, and he was always like, yeah, I'll come on your show. Even invited me on his once when I got banned from YouTube.
You guys got to start a network.
Nah, dude.
The new InfoWars.
He has got his new show, the Owen Schroyer Show. And I saw Chase Geyser, the former InfoWars employee that's a Freemason, just did a video like, he said, I'm off my meds, I'm building a podcast studio. And he was like,
Yeah, that's what I want to listen to.
Yeah, anyway, Owen Schroyer asking the right questions. Definitely throwing it out there as a feeler to see how the audience is going to react, I can tell too, because he's trying to like gently nudge them into it. Smart, Owen. Smart. Let's do a Christmas special. I'll tell you how all of the Jesus nativity story is all made up from prophecy. That's a pretty big wake up call.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that's a lot of Christians that will be upset, but
he'll lose a lot of support if he came out against Christianity.
But all he's got to do is facilitate the conversation. He doesn't have to jump with both feet. Have you talk to the other side.
Right. Have me on for a debate, Owen, with somebody else.
Have him against the guy with the mask, the guy with no shirt. I think that dude versus you, he's the only person that can really handle it.
Dude, I want to debate him. But we'll show him right now. I'm going to find him. The E-Crusader that calls us LARPers.
They called me a racist. They called me a bad person. But I'm fucking based.
Needmore Amalek says they're calling it the gayest E-Crusader post of all time. Okay, you guys ready for the top new E-Crusader?
A white nationalist. Call me a Nazi. A racist. Anti-Semitic. A white nationalist. Words don't like stones meant to wound, but hear me now. I am none of these. I am and always will be a proud Orthodox Christian.
Orthodox.
I hear my message because it speaks the truth. That we, as Christian men, are called to rise.
The Bible's true because the Bible says it's true because I read it in a book. This is the truth. You can't argue with us because we're the truth because it says we're the truth.
He's coming, man. Based, cool Crusader Jesus.
Dude, this guy.
He's coming back.
Dude, nice pagan helmet too. Dude, these are the people online calling us LARPers.
Rise as warriors of faith.
Warriors of faith.
Strong bodies, to rise. To rise as warriors of faith. To forge strong bodies, unshakable minds, and hearts ablaze with God's light. To defend our homes, our families, and our families against the darkness that creeps into the world. The synagogue of Satan and their blind servants will try to silence us, but we will not falter. Stand firm. Fight.
The synagogue of Satan will try to silence us, but we will not falter. Dude, this sounds like he's reading it off of ChatGPT.
I can't prove it, but I get the vibe that he recorded this at least 500 times. The voice was re-recorded. It doesn't match his hands. The voice does not match. It doesn't sound like he's got a helmet on.
Looks like he's reading his notes or something right there, though.
Yeah. I think, he does a regular take, but then later he really wanted it to be perfect. And he put a lot of effort. You just see the effort. I don't know where the effort was applied.
Dude, he's like, bro, what if I get a flag? We got flags. What if we got a flag and I just put on like a helmet and I just read some like cool shit from ChatGPT and from some meme I saw? And I'll take off my shirt and I'll do a bunch of push-ups right before you. This guy's good. This actually, maybe if I would go more viral if I did something like this. Get me a Viking helmet. I'll come straight from the gym.
Lean into it,
get all oiled up.
But the opposition will always have an ad hominem for you, so you might as well pick which one you want and lean into it. Be full on Viking.
Or I can make a fake Christian one. We could all start making our own fake Christian videos like this.
Yeah.
Just like Watch the Collapse did his, where he was running and saying, Yahweh, I will conquer the Goyim.
I'll show you.
Viking street dancing.
Have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
This is what you need to do.
Yeah, then I just need to recreate this. I need to practice these dance moves over and over again. Let's finish this before we play it. It's like 10
play that.
seconds
I'm getting
left.
this rigged up.
Rise, for God marches with us, and with him no shadow can endure.
No shadow can
We're
endure.
racist, anti-Semitic, a white nationalist. Words don't like stone into wounds, but hear me now.
Hear me
I am
now.
none of these. I am always working proud.
A proud Orthodox
My
Christian.
message, because it speaks the truth, that we, as Christian men, are called to rise as warriors of faith. To forge
Warriors
strong
in
bodies,
space.
unshakable minds, and hearts ablaze with God's light. To defend our homes, our families, and our valleys against the darkness that creeps into the world. The synagogue of Satan and their blind servants will try to silence us, but we will not.
The synagogue of Satan will silence us.
Fight. Rise.
Satan is a Jewish character.
Us, and with him,
Why make a distinction with a synagogue? Whatever synagogue it is, it's still a synagogue. This is what you need to be dressed like. That's the vibe.
Dude, I just can't dance like that. I don't know what it would take. Dude, that's funny. The dude's schizophrenic. He's just getting owned too. I saw like he's got no Christians on his site. Like, yeah, bro, this is based. It's just all of us clowning on him. All his retweets are us. He has no positive support from any of the Christians. That's the funniest part.
They're all heretics.
That's the funniest part.
The Bible tells you, it encourages that mentality of martyr mentality. So the more you oppress me, the more I am a hero. So yeah, say what you want. You're from the synagogue.
I
of Satan.
really triggered the neo-pagans.
And we're all just, Jewish bots being sent. There were shills. All of us fighting against him in his crusade.
Yeah, I just had the Crusader Crusade helmet on the other day too. My daughters love the swords.
Dude, his voice.
Not very masculine.
The synagogue of Satan. They call me a white nationalist.
It'll not endure. Look, there's your Crusader. What's up, guys? This is No More News, and Jesus is your savior, and he's the king in heaven, and he's gonna destroy the Jews. I need to see some more of those South Park videos, by the way. All right. Dude, what do you guys think about that? Is he trying to intimidate? Yeah, I think so. That's funny. Dude, this is why I never do Saturday shows. It's not because I'm Jewish and it's Sabbath. It's because everybody else must be Jewish because nobody watches on Saturday.
It's all good. People watch another day.
No, Saturday is like
Put it out there.
Saturday fun day, Saturday family day. Saturday is not like the normal day.
It just shows how many Jewish people are in your families. It's all just...
I think it's a custom. The weekend, Saturday and Sunday taken off, is just like we don't just have a weekend where it's Sunday. Like Christians change the Sabbath to Sunday.
Yep.
It's both days, so it's always been Judeo-Christian because of the Saturday Sunday off.
And then they organized Islam to be Friday. It's beautiful. Whole weekend. The Goyers.
Wait, mate, you caught me. Yeah. So that was amazing. The funniest thing, the new gay groiper, but ortho bro. Dude, that's so funny. I love his synagogue. I'm questioning if that's even real now.
It has to be real.
Is that a joke?
It's real.
Oh, you're the funniest
He
thing.
put a lot of effort into
Dude,
it.
here's the funniest thing is our boy Evan Williams, Yahweh's strongest soldier, like the parody account. He says, pagans be shitting themselves after seeing this. Christ is king. And then 3 thumbs up with the white, the brown, and the black.
Every shade.
And then this account called The Redeemed responded with a thumbs up.
Hey, next time be inclusive and have a yellow hand, please.
Yeah.
Yellow is mellow.
The Redeemer's like, yeah, bro. He gave him the salute and the flex and then the cross and fell for it. That's like the top. That's the top one too.
Jeez.
Yeah, Christ is
Not
King of the Who.
Jewish.
Why didn't you finish the verse? The King of the Jews. That's the number one.
Yeah. Always got to cut that off.
Dude, that
They
is
were
so
mocking him when
funny.
they said that. He wasn't actually the king of the Jews. He's based in a Viking.
That's the Crusader cope, but
Yeah.
Matthew, I think it's Matthew 1:2 or Matthew 2:1. the three kings show up and say, "Where is he born, the King of the Jews?" They weren't mocking him.
They go into clearly. But that's the cope, man. Let's go over the cope list. Let's construct a flow chart.
I wish I was at home where I had my folder because we have the meme of all the copes.
Get to that when you can, because we need an organized video, a quick.
Yeah, like a TikTok of like, here's the top 10 copes from Christians.
Woo!
Number 1. Like that voice and everything. That'll work.
A little dancing.
Okay, 5 minutes there. Oh, here's the latest from Fuentes on Bradley Martin.
Hate individuals, or I'm a Christian.
Add this one to the highlight reel, the see through it all highlight reel.
Look, I don't hate them, and I don't hate individuals, or I'm a Christian. I don't hate anybody, actually. And in particular, Christians have a special respect for Jews.
Oh, right.
We call them a witness people because they witnessed the revelation by God in the Old Testament and the Passion of Christ. Anyway, look, I don't.
Anyway, and their covenant is valid in some sense, and they were, and kind of still are the chosen people, and they had to kill Jesus to put him on the cross so we could be saved, and we kind of like have a special admiration for them, and like they're evil, but they had to do it, and it's the prophecies. And it's like this, I'm the top anti-Semite in the world, and I worship the King of the Jews. No big deal.
Look, I don't hate them, and I don't hate individuals, or I'm a Christian. I don't hate anybody, actually.
I love my enemies, actually. Actually, Jesus, my favorite rabbi, told us that we have to love our enemies.
Yeah.
And pray for those who persecute us.
All of the edgy stuff that he says, he makes sure that it stays within irony. It's just edgelord shit.
Yeah.
And that shows us that nothing is, okay, you've talked about Palantir, you've talked about, you call certain things out usually after someone else already has, but then when you say that, it shows you're not serious.
Or this is just his way of weaseling out of being called anti-Semitic. He plays like, oh, I'm just a Christian. I just want them to believe in Jesus. And they're actually still the chosen people. It's like, it's his way of criticizing Jews, but like getting a religious pass for it almost.
Yeah,
I think that maybe that's what he's trying to do.
But then he, in the same interview, I'm sure he said something super edgy right after this. But it seems like that, regardless of whether he's saying that in that moment for that reason or not, it is what we see. It is.
They're asking what kind of shirt you're wearing. What is that?
This is
that's
the
Jesus.
Last Supper, except they're all zombies.
Dude, satanic zombie Jesus.
I can't pronounce the band name, but it's the singer from.
It says Jesus.
It's a German band.
Maybe not.
No, it's something in Latin. And
look how the font is the branches.
It's like sort of like the crown sort of like black metal. It's the singer from Kanonen Fieber, the German band, in his other band, and they dress like zombie Jesus on stage and stuff. They're pretty theatrical.
Chat's showing some love to Evan. Evan's the man. Total W Evan for tricking the Redeemer. I gotta follow that Redeemer, by the way. You know what? I meant to look and see how many followers he had, too. I was curious about that. Incredible. That is so funny. The Redeemed, the Iron Warden. 16,000 followers since 2023.
Wow.
He looks like he's like maybe 5'7" with that definitely on steroids. Hey, Redeemed, let's debate. Redeemed, I'll show you how unredeemed you are. Shirt is pretty cool. Maybe I need to do
I'm looking up what the band
Maybe
is
I should
called.
make a zombie Jesus shirt. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm looking up the band's name. It's like in Latin, so it's hard to pronounce.
I'd show the... hold on, never mind. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see. We have some Amalek had a debate with the Crusader on Killstream. We got some clips there. We got Ian Carroll saying, yo, Nick, you're like the Israel guy, man. Why don't you want to help me and Candace expose that Israel killed Charlie Kirk, bro? Come on, Nick, what's the deal? You're like going on all these big interviews with Louder with Crowder and you went on Rogan.
If it wasn't for Ian Carroll and Candace Owens, I think I would have believed the Charlie Kirk thing because it's suspicious.
They kill it,
I know
yeah.
you don't think it is, but can we just admit, like, it's shady? Like, it's weird, right?
There's a little hint of suspicion.
Yeah,
and
it's sus, and it's so
I
crazy.
can understand why people would question a little bit too, because
Yeah.
they do have that last text where he was like,
Yeah.
leaving me no choice to leave the Israel camp. Like,
Right.
if the Jews are like, oh, we'll see about that. It makes you think that would create that kind of reaction.
The behavior you're describing with Ian Carroll is so Fed-like that I'm starting to think maybe this is if they're pushing this, I think it's sus. It's too
Candace,
much.
yeah, too. Somebody asked, I think it might have been you asked me about Candace, like what I think about her, and I'm just like, she's just like really dumb and just does conspiracies, and like she's popular and likes conspiracies, but really it's just like I saw a good write-up about her. Like, she's only got so famous because it was kind of like handed to her, and because she was like the token black that was BLM and the Blexit, and she was useful to Prager and Ben Shapiro and all the Zionists and she kept it kosher all along too. So I think she's just like some not very smart person that is just like gossipy and conspiracy minded that got DEI top podcaster or something.
She was doing what was popular back then. She was the black Ben Shapiro when that was good for her, and whatever's conducive for her career, So this is the band. It's called Non Es Deuce.
Let's hear him.
They scream in German, and they dress like monks, and they've got all sorts of crucifixes and.
This is so satanic, dude.
Non Es Du from Germany.
All right, this is what we're going to play. Over 1,000 hand-picked Christian Zionist pastors are in Israel for a special training focused on the battle of the truth, committed to defending Israel at all cost. Rabbi Rabinovich explains.
1. Created for good.
The group began with prayer and worship on the ancient southern steps that led to the Temple Mount in Jesus' day. Then they visited the Western Wall. Some 16 million people pray at the Western Wall each year. But this is the first time a group of this size has come to offer such a unique blessing and prayer. Each person had a paper with the name of someone massacred on October 7th. They put them in the cracks of the Western Wall and prayed.
You say something?
Do you know what happened on October 7th? Israel. Do you love Israel?
Is that an Italian?
It's a terrible Israeli attempt.
Prayed for the victims' families.
Every time I hear October 7th, I think.
The pastors met with Western Wall Rabbi Shmuel Rabinovich, who prayed Psalm 121, which proclaims God's protection over Israel. Rabinovich later commended the group for their support.
Let's look up Psalm 21:21. It could be different in the Hebrew Bible, though. Their Psalms are one off.
Yeah.
pray of you, as God bless you.
They're a group that came to confirm the friendship between America and Israel, to confirm that this world is a world that the Holy One created for good, to reject evil, to be against those who want to do evil and not good.
Anti-Semites and
Not
Amalek.
good.
That Israel and the Jewish
And
people
not good. Anything evil is anything that's against Hashem and Torah and God's plan and not chosen people and the light to the nations. Then you're Amalek and you're evil and you're the darkness. You need to be wiped out and blotted out of humanity.
Get rid of them.
If you're not with the Jews, you're evil. You're with us or against us.
cherish and appreciate the support from the U.S. government and the nation's Christians.
We want to say thank you to them for supporting us in so many ways. It's a period when so many people want to hurt us and kill us. On the seven fronts we're fighting, and America stands by our side. These 1,000 leaders will bring our message of thank you to the American people.
People on the tour said they'll return with testimonies of Israel's importance to America and the world.
Israel is a friend of America and our youth. So I'm on fire.
And our youth.
With the good news.
Oh, hell no.
Good news.
Israel's God's place. Jerusalem is God's place for God's people, and we need to support them.
Thanks, Todd.
We need to back them, and they need to know that the evangelical community is their best friend.
Full diversity.
We're your best friend.
Get the sisters involved.
CBN News, the Western Wall, Jerusalem.
Fuck a Hamas.
Wow. The Shabbos Goy convention.
Yeah. We need to do that.
We're gonna go spread the good news.
Bitch, I'm a Zionist. They need their Jewish Kanye. Where's the...
Dude.
They need their... Yay.
Here's Mike Evans, too. I missed this one. This one was from a few days ago.
Biggest problems.
The 8th front war. The 9th front is the internet.
Exactly.
And
They're not lying.
Dude, this guy looks like a Crypt Creeper.
Stud.
He's like so tan, but white hair.
Let's talk about that for a moment.
It's called
This
class.
Is one of the biggest problems, the 8th front of the war between Israel and Hamas. It is
Hamas.
media.
Well, number one, we have over 1,000. We have around 1,070 major hand-picked evangelical pastors. We have over 200 connected to Donald Trump in the White House. These are the media people. These are the social media people.
These are the influencers.
Tens of millions of people. And this is the first time in Israel's history it's ever happened. By the way, they're not coming on a tour. They're coming to become official ambassadors for the state of Israel to combat anti-Semitism and reach the youth of our generation.
The youth. Yeah, this guy's going to reach the youth with these people, I'm sure.
Yeah, what kind of moves you got against the helmet guy?
Yeah, we're going against the youth. Yeah, the helmet guy is probably
Helmet guy will defeat you.
That was Mike Evans from the Friends of Zion Museum.
Yeah.
He means business. He has a book about a U.S. prophecy, and they made it into a documentary where I clipped up some.
What was the prophecy?
That America, if we divide the land of Israel or abandon Israel, that will be destroyed by God. Just basic Edom stuff, you know what I mean? Just like John Hagee.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We got another super here. Jutsu says, Amalek harvested another scalp last night. Yeah, we're going to get to some of those clips. Are you in the chat, Amalek? We're not on Odysee, so we're missing the... See Through It All and Need More Amalek are always on Odysee. So I didn't get the Odysee stream set up. That one doesn't go automatic. But we are streaming on Rumble and X. And let's get to some more clips here in a second. So there's no power chat too. People might be sending in power chats the last couple shows, and they're not playing on the show because I'm not doing OBS. I'm doing an app on my phone.
Okay.
But so if you have sent, which I'm sure some of you have been sending your usual. Yeah, I'm over there on Odysee. Is Odysee playing? Is that what you're telling me? It's not. It couldn't be. Oh, I'm not even logged in on Odysee. That's going to be a problem.
Is this your favorite platform, you think?
Rumble seems to work the best, and it's monetized. It used to be Odysee. I had subscription plans on Odysee,
right,
and most of the donations came through Odysee, but then they got demonetized. Some idiots were fighting online with one another, and one reported to the other. Some guy that's always making up shit about me and ankle biting me, his people contacted Stripe and got Stripe demonetized from the whole site.
Wow.
And
it's fucking war out here, man.
Yeah. But also I like that Rumble works with Super Chat, Power Chat, where it reads on the screen, because Odysee would need to read on the screen too, if that's going to work.
I just want a Gentile-friendly place to...
Yeah, it's playing. Okay, well, I got to bring it up then. I didn't realize that auto-played too. Okay, next clip. We'll do a little bit of Need More Amaleks with this guy. Dude, look at that guy, that mustache. This guy's got to be on the spectrum, I think.
This guy's cool.
Dude, oh yeah. I haven't watched the whole thing, but total Ralph W. getting another debate in, offering up another scalp for the green pillars. Good job, Ralph.
Have you been on this show?
So many times, dude. He's had me on to debate so many Christians, more than any other
I've seen this
platform.
frame before.
Yeah,
I've seen
Kill
the dude with
Stream.
the sunglasses.
Ethan Ralph, the Kill Stream.
And so there's a Catholic.
He's the king of the sector. OG.
What kind of Jesus cook we
Oh,
got
this
over
is a
here?
Groiper. Based Faith
Groiper
TV.
Catholic?
He's a Groiper. I've argued with him on this show before, and he just keeps calling me Jewish over and over again. That's all he ever says. Total autistic kook. Look at that mustache, those glasses. Anyway, let's hear. That was not a fart. That's the chair, by the way.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Oh. Okay, clip that.
I should have held it so it didn't work, and then everyone thought the whole time you were actually.
I mean, like, look, dude, what is the difference between like the rise of the Antichrist and like what you're describing in the rise of Israel, right? It's almost like I said, you guys need this to happen in order for Jesus to come back. So it's almost like you guys are kind of like, well, I'm against it. I don't want it to happen, and I'm going to fight really hard for it. But if we lose, that is what God, that's part of the plan or whatever, because in the end, Jesus comes back and we win. You understand, like, the kind of problem there?
No, I don't really see the problem there. I think it's just a matter of reality playing out. Like, it's very easy to look at the world and say, we have to stop Israel and Jewish power, but like if we don't, they're gonna fucking try to take over the entire world just like they've been doing. But ultimately, in the end, Christ wins. I think that's just reality.
In the end, we win.
Oh, it's me.
The Jewish book says that worshiping the Jewish king is gonna save you from the
Old school
Jews
Adam.
in the end. Yeah, believe that story. I've got a bridge to sell you.
Nice.
In the end, we win? No, actually, in the end, the Christians lose. It says you're flogged in the synagogues. It says that you're beheaded for the testimony of Jesus. It says Jesus is going to come and return and smite Edom. Well, they believed Edom was Christianity since the inception.
Smite the nations, tread the winepress.
But it's the same. Trust the plan. Have your faith that a magical superhero Jew.
When we lose, we win.
God wins.
He's already won.
There's so much urgency.
He defeated death, man.
But no action.
And they're the authors.
It's like, what's the plan, man? Santa hat guy. What are you suggesting we do? Whisper to the sky zombie. And when he comes back, he solves all of this.
I just realized that I didn't watch this whole thing yet. I didn't realize that C. Thordal did an edit of me in here.
The originators of the Chronicles of the Jews, of the Jewish fairy tale. Paper Jesus says the Jews win and Christians are retards. Yeah. Look, 5,000 likes. The Christian Christ cuck sheep mentality. It makes you complacent too. Like, oh well,
Okay, we're not gonna listen to me. But it's
I love that Trump said the R word recently. That was awesome, man. I criticize Trump a lot, but the R word,
He
man.
did? When did he say it? That reminds me.
The Kamala Harris's running mate, Tim. Was it Tim?
Yeah, Tim
Waltz. Whatever.
Well, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That meme where it says, "In the end, we win," with the Christian Chad, and Jesus says yes. One of my guys at one point added like a little rabbi behind him, like laughing and wringing his hands, like, yeah.
People have been driving by this guy's house screaming the R word, apparently. I say retard. I don't know why I said the R word.
Yeah, I always say retard. I've never not saying it since I was a kid, and I'll never stop.
It's not very atheist plus of you.
Yeah. And I'm not making fun of actual, like, mentally ill people.
Yeah. If you're mentally ill, you're not watching this most likely. And if you are, then you're probably one of the smart retards, and you'll probably be okay with it. But you shouldn't be hearing us if you're really retarded. What is the PC term now? Mentally disabled, or it's always updated.
Yeah. Like, what do you call somebody with Downs? Downy?
Mentally impaired, challenged.
Yeah, I don't even know what the politically correct term would be. Does anybody know? What's the PC term for retard? I couldn't even tell you. Never used it.
I want them in sequence.
Like, intellectually impaired, like mentally disabilitied. Ask Grok. Say, I want to be
We say MAGA now, okay? That's what we
Idiot,
say.
imbecile, moron, feeble-minded. It's just, it's
These are in
always
order.
changed.
I wanted I wanted the whole timeline.
Stupid, psycho.
So now we're at neurodivergent, neurodiverse. Before in the 2010s, it was person with a disability, disabled person.
I almost called that one, yeah.
Before that, learning disability, mentally challenged.
Dude, we called a lot of them actually. Mentally challenged.
So mentally challenged is no longer okay. That's 5 steps ago.
That's 20 years ago, dude.
Yeah. And by making new terms, you make it so that I can always get you in trouble. You said Oriental. That used to be okay to say. Now it's not.
Mentally retarded was the 50s to 60s.
You could say feeble-minded in the early 1900s.
Moron, imbecile.
They used to actually chemically castrate the feeble-minded in America.
You know what I think happens also? Is there'll be a normal term for everybody to use for like actual retards.
Yeah.
And then people will start calling normal like people they don't like or people being dumb
Exactly.
retards. And then that'll have a negative connotation. So you don't want to call that to the real retards.
Right.
And then it just keeps evolving to new words.
We will always weaponize whatever they come up with. And so just start calling people you don't like neurodivergent and they'll have to change it.
Simple-minded, differently abled.
Listen, you neurodivergent.
Yeah, I'm going to start using that as an insult now on people.
Fuck,
That's my new favorite word.
It's like black dudes always have to make up new words when the white dudes start saying it, and the liberal chicks have to create new words every time the white dudes say it, man. White dudes be fucking it up.
Yeah. So on principle, because of this... Who has the Beardson mimic down to the yuck, 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 wonk eye? Hold on, he was doing a Beardson impression with the fake laugh. I'm missing this, guys. Who did that? I know Big Tech does a funny... He looks way more Jewish. Oh, Need More Amalek says the guy he was debating. Dude, I gotta find another clip of the debate. That one was mostly me.
Someone do a Grok check on which one is more Jewish looking. Grok will tell you.
I don't trust Grok is Jewish, dude.
Grok knows. It's never lied.
I'm gonna have to go to Need More Amalek's page to see some of these tweets from the debate. And we have so much Candace stuff. It's just that I need to see to keep up with it, of her insanity. But she's apparently, they're offering to sit down with her, TPUSA. There was an offer. She said she couldn't make it for some cop-out reason. We got all types of crazy shit going on with her.
It'd be intense if they set her
saga.
up and like she gets assassinated in the
Yeah.
like, oh fuck.
That'd be a little too on the nose. That'd be a little too suspicious. Okay. Need More Amalek. Let's find. I'm sure you retweeted these clips. I need to see it because I hadn't seen it yet.
I need more Amalek. But where's the mask, bro? You see, you don't have to be faceless. You got the mask, you get the flag. You can get on here, man. Show that chest.
Yeah, dude. Need More Amalek. You need to just be like redeemed. Just be the green-pilled version of redeemed Amalek. Can you do that?
Any faceless guy, just get the mask. Show the bod.
Thanks for the share, too. Oh, a new message from the Pope says people need to get over their fear about Islam in Europe. Oh, wow. Is it really that bad? Scripture is trending. Can only imagine for what stupid reason.
Well, because they want to read their scripture on Twitter instead of actually in context. Let's just get the good stuff. The badass nationalist.
Okay, here's a 9-minute clip. The Christ wins. That one's me. You may...
that the Catholic Church is the new Israel.
Okay, here we go.
Was fulfilled.
This will work.
Catholicism has always taught that the Catholic Church is the new Israel. The covenant was fulfilled.
We know.
The laws and the prophets, it was all fulfilled.
The covenants
Christ
are real.
is the new Israel. The people in Christ are the new church.
We're the new Jews now.
They are waiting for their Moshiach, their new Messiah.
And we're waiting for our Moshiach, but his name is Jesus.
Why does he sound so gay and sassy?
Whatever their new Messiah is, it's not that like they're the special people and like they're gonna bring about the end times because of how holy they are. It's because they will stop at nothing to destroy the world, and they will summon the devil to destroy all of us, and in turn they'll end up being destroyed themselves.
Dude, Jesus comes to destroy all the nations and conquer the world for the Jewish God. Like, how are you missing this? I hope that's how Amalek responds.
Somehow, in the end, they're going to realize, holy shit, we fucked up real bad. Maybe this Jesus guy, he's the real thing. And like whatever 2, 3, 4, 5% of them are left after whatever happens to them.
Wow.
In the interim, between now and then, are probably going to bend the knee and they'll get saved because
They'll be
like the Old
saved.
Testament,
They'll bend
God
the knee
loves
and be
them,
saved.
they're probably going to be mostly wiped out. But the ones that do end up truly converting, like truly becoming Christian, not just like, oh, I'm Catholic now, go away, please don't put me in stocks. Like, they'll get to go to heaven just like all the other faithful Christians. But it's way too late at that point for all of the other Jews.
Okay, bud.
Oh, wait.
He really
I want to hear
believes
Amalek
this
respond.
stuff. He really thinks
Look at that face, dude. Of course he believes.
that there's a devil. That's weird.
Dude, this guy is so kooky. This debate sounds hilarious. Catholics aren't sending their best. I want to hear some of Amalek cooking him. This is about historical Jesus.
The top of the Catholic Church is busy with them boys.
They're not sending their best. This is their best, bro.
Did Jesus exist? What's your proof? And you can answer that real quick. We're gonna roll through some more of these.
I mean, yeah, obviously he existed. That's such a voluminous argument that I'd have to make to like prove something that is so self-evident. But I know a lot of the Jesus mythicism argument relies on like the Pauline epistles, alluding to him being like the cosmic Christ or whatever.
Good.
There are so many points that go into it that would need to be refuted, but I think it's just absolute nonsense to think he didn't
Absolute
exist.
nonsense. I'm not going to go through and debunk any of it. It's just absolute nonsense.
Give one example, maybe.
Yeah.
He asked for the best. So he didn't say go into all of it.
Mm-hmm.
He said, give me your best evidence.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is a deflection.
And he's not even at the level where he knows the best evidence.
Yeah. At least this guy's heard that we talk about Paul not knowing Jesus and it being a heavenly Jesus. That is an important aspect of it. Mostly, they've never even heard that before. So
they're getting there.
He must have been listening to me before, probably.
Eventually, they'll get to the
and everybody likes to say what a trodden out argument this is, but like the fact that all of the credentialed and like 98, 99%
appeal to
of
consensus.
All of the actual historians,
it's theologians, which are mostly always been a Christian institution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People who dedicated their lives to studying the Christian Bible, who believe in Jesus, think that. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, but what about secular atheists like Bart Ehrman?
Yeah.
Even he believes Jesus existed.
Yeah, and he's yet to actually truly refute it. He had that stupid class thing that was junk. Did you see this class where he tried to sort of...
I saw Carrier debunking it on Godless Engineering.
Yeah, and so there's really no answer ever since there's been... when this argument got established, there's been no serious answer.
Yeah, they just appeal to consensus. First thing, appeal to consensus. Yeah. And he just makes up a number, 98 of all that, and he calls them historians when they're not historians. They're biblical scholars and theologians, not historians.
And if that's the case, give us your best evidence.
Yeah.
Let's be specific.
And why do they all think that? What? Because of what? And they don't ever have anything good.
Mm-hmm.
Atheist or Muslim or Christian or whatever, all agree that he existed. And in the Pauline epistles, he says that Jesus was a man born of the line of David, born of a mother, and under the law. He was obviously, mother wasn't a metaphor for the law. He said he was born of a mother under the law.
He specifically says this is figuratively, and the whole thing is a metaphor for being born under the law or under the Torah and the commandments. Mm-hmm. And nowhere else in Paul's letters does he ever mention Mary or a virgin birth.
Yeah.
Or any of those things.
Is it safe to say that if you are a historicist, you believe Paul? Like, I'm pretty sure that we can say that you have to believe Paul,
even if you're a mythicist,
is talking
you can believe
about
Paul.
a real Jesus. It really is.
And the Messiah, Carrier gets into this. He obviously ChatGPT'd it, and that's the top things that it says. The only mentions that people ever cite of Paul.
I think he
born of a woman is, he says a few lines later, it's figuratively.
Yeah.
And the whole thing's obviously clear. It's clearly a metaphor. And that's the only mention of being born of a mother. In fact, there's a lot of shady stuff, suspicious smoking guns around the word born there.
Yeah.
In the Greek, it actually means to be manufactured, and it's deep. Read Carrier for more on that.
On the Greek.
Mm-hmm. But being the seed of David, too. It says he's the seed of David. The Messiah has to be the seed of David. Like, that is how he's known, as the root of Jesse, or the rod of Jesse. Jesse's the father of David.
Yeah.
Or the branch of David. So it's like a religious branch, like a family tree branch also, and an extension of Judaism. Hold on.
And Adelphos, a blood-related brother named James, that he...
No.
Brother of the Lord.
Adelphos does not mean blood-related brother. And it never is used to mean blood-related brother.
Brother of the Lord, brother of the Lord, so it's a figurative word for being a Christian.
A Christian. And every other use of Adelphos, brother in Greek, is referring to brothers in Christ, or the congregation, believers in Jesus, baptized believers. So he's making huge errors here in these arguments.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
That word doesn't mean blood, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, it does mean a blood relation. It doesn't mean like he was a brother in Christ.
Yes, it does. Every other context, that's what it means.
But it also says he was betrayed by Judas. He was arrested. He was crucified. He died.
Hold on. Paul's use of betrayed, because the Gospels say he's betrayed by Judas, but they're not historical.
Yeah.
It's myth. Paul says he was delivered up is the word for betrayed. And there's other contexts where it doesn't mean betrayed. So it really means like a sacrificial offering up of something.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul's first account of the Lord's Supper, it's not even called the Last Supper, he doesn't mention Judas. He mentions he says on the night he was delivered up or betrayed or handed over, but it doesn't mention Judas there. So he's wrong again. All these little mistakes he's making.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Bad stuff. It looks like the clip's about to end. We're not going to hear Amalek get to debunk this, unfortunately.
Buried. He rose again. He ate a Last Supper. And I could go on and on and on. It doesn't say that. It literally does say all of that.
No.
All of that.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Mr. Santa Claus.
Paul's account of the Lord's Supper doesn't say where it's at, when it's at, besides night, but it doesn't say it's Passover and it's in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
It doesn't say who's in attendance. It doesn't give mention that anybody else is there. It doesn't mention Judas. So he is just completely wrong.
And also,
about all of that.
One thing is, this tradition of a Eucharist, of giving of bread and drinking wine, is already a thing in many different cultures. And so if I was making up a little Noahide cult, it's the perfect thing to do, is to explain why are we eating some bread and some wine. And the Lord's Supper story is the perfect lie. So we even have the motive as to why you would come up with this little...
Well, also, if he's the heavenly high priest, like Melchizedek, like Melchizedek scroll, like he's called Melchizedek in Hebrews, there are early Christian texts where it's very heavenly. Melchizedek had a ritual with bread and wine as well. And the bread and wine ritual is also similar to Dionysus.
Right.
And other pagan mystery religions.
So
what is this?
This is a bread mold that they used to put Osiris. They would make Osiris's body with that mold. First, they would put soil. They'd put like barley seeds, and then it would grow into grass. Osiris is pictured as green. So there's this whole tradition of growing the grass, making bread and beer with it. And Osiris, very similar. It's not the same, but he's taken apart by Set and descends into the underworld. And so they had the same tradition. The cult of Osiris would grow the body of Osiris and eat the body and drink his blood. And so sometimes the best evidence is the best evidence for us. Like pointing to this passage, you just show, okay, well, this is the perfect thing to come up with if you're starting a little cult for the Goyim, is to give them a reason to talk about wine and bread. Well, you know, the rabbi, he was having a supper.
That reminds me of another thing, and I write about this in my book. I learned it from Carrier, is that like all of the things that Paul's doing a midrash on the Exodus Passover story,
right,
and creating a ritualized replacement of the Passover tradition.
Yeah.
For Christians. So in Carrier cites it to different verses and shows the parallel of what he says with how it's related to the Passover Seder.
Yeah.
Osiris cookies. Yeah, it's like gingerbread cookies. Okay. Yeah, I know. Volca's Spirit, what's up? He's over on Odysee. I got the Odysee up finally. I got to listen to the rest of this debate too. I know. I got to hear Need More Amalek Cook. They can use Kanye. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what the Pope said, and then I'll look for another clip. There is a larger, like a 9-minute version. I saw Need More See Through It All post.
How many boys has this man touched?
A lot.
A lot of boys. Spaghetti.
It's just too quiet.
Talk about people who are against immigration.
Oh, here we go.
Well, all of the conversations that I had during my time both in Turkey and in Lebanon, including with many Muslims, were precisely concentrated on the topic of peace and respect for people of different religions. I know that, as a matter of fact, that has not always been the case. I know that in Europe there are many times fears that are present, but oftentimes generated by people who are against immigration and trying to keep out people who may be from another country, another religion, another race. And in that sense, I would say that we all need to work together. One of the values of this trip is precisely to raise the world's attention to the possibility that dialogue and friendship between Muslims and Christians is possible.
Based.
One of the great lessons that Lebanon can teach to the world is precisely showing a land where Islam, Christianity are both present and are respected, and that there is a possibility to live together, to be friends. Stories, testimony, witnesses.
Them live in Europe is what he means.
He's so edgy, man.
Christians with Muslims, both of whom had their villages destroyed, for example, of saying we can come together and work together. I think those are lessons that would be important also that we heard in Europe or North America, that we should perhaps be a little less fearful and look for ways of promoting authentic dialogue and respect.
See, you were talking about Nick Fuentes earlier, like, oh, maybe he's adapting. This is his church.
Yep.
Based. Look at this.
Yeah, not exactly starting the new crusade with Redeemed over here, are we?
What a badass. What a hot take from the Pope.
Yeah, and it's like we hear the rabbis like, Ishmael's the broom. It's going to wipe away Europe. They deserve it. Edom's going to be destroyed. And then we get the Pope like, we need to work together.
Yeah.
Europe and America, stop being so fearful. They love Jesus too. Let's all get along. Welcome them into your countries. They are your brothers.
Give them welfare.
We all need understanding, and whether they're different races or religions.
Yeah.
Jesus calls on us to love everyone and take in the foreigner.
He's got a really little hat, too.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not
small
Jewish.
hat, pushing mass immigration. Should be an easy one, but no, we got this Crusader.
They're our best hope to fighting Israel.
We won't survive without the church, bro. Stop being anti-white.
He's going to meet with the Muslims. We're going to figure out how to all get along, how to give away every country to the Muslims. There's a few left. They almost got them all.
The Muslims like, we're going to outbreed you and we're going to take over and you're going to submit to Allah and you're the infidel. And then he's like, oh, you need to be understanding and we're all going to get along.
Yeah.
And don't be fearful. Don't be fearful at all. Nothing to fear. They are your brothers.
One is so weak. The other one is insane. And the other one gets interest-free loans. I wish at least the Europeans had the crazy religion rather than the cuck passive religion. That's the frustrating part. But we got this guy with the mask, and he's going to make it badass. He's toughening it. He's bringing it around. And so is Nick Fuentes with his ironic, edgy takes.
There's Need More Amalek posted a clip of Fuentes calling to cut out the superstitious medieval peasant bullshit. You mean like the Jews killed Jesus? The number one? I think, dude, is he coming
peasants.
around?
You mean the Christians?
Yeah, medieval peasants. You mean Christian low IQ anti-Semitism?
If you're going to make fun of the pagans, you got to go earlier than that.
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear this.
You lost me. Egyptian planes, maroon t-shirts, beekeepers, Charlie talked to me in a dream. What is wrong with you people? Someone with balls
Candace.
needs to slap you idiots across your faces. You're watching a show of a stupid black woman saying, Charlie told me he was betrayed in my dream.
Yeah.
And you idiots are saying, well, sometimes dreams are very powerful. You fucking idiot. What happened to you people?
But this is Nick was just
Seriously.
Dude, Nick was just on with Bradley Martin. I think Need More Amalek clipped it too. And he was like, oh, the people, the real concern is the people, the astrologists and the pagans and stuff. Like, because that stuff's real, man. That's real. And we got to, like, believe in Jesus to stop it. I was like, dude, you're just as retarded as the females that think astrology is real.
Yep. They also think, like, Satan worshiping is real. Like, certain Christians think there is, like, possibly you can wield that magic. They don't just think it's lame. They're worried that you could have satanic power.
Yeah.
How can we use that?
I don't know, but if I could, to have more than how many are in the chat right now? 185. Satan, can you help with the live? Satan, Mossad, somebody help with the live count.
I bet half of these are just Mossad spies.
Yeah. Thor's Rune says, hello, viewers. You're watching Saturday's Shabbat special. That's how we should have started the show.
Yep.
Don't get caught switching on those lights or turning up the oven. Shalom, Shabbat, Goyim.
Shalom.
The guy in the debate last night says Satan gives you things.
In what way? What things?
He's talking about the people in his comment section. Laugh out loud. Oh, Nick was? Okay. I thought he was talking about Candace. Asylum again says, by the way, Adam, I have a super chat OBS program I wrote for Odysee. If you ever want to get those popping up with sound effects. Nice. I stop. Of course. Dude, I told you Need More Anti-Judaic was super smart. He's got a program to read my OBS, my Odysee on OBS like TTS. Awesome.
Awesome.
Need More Amalek says, blaming the Islam problem on the hate against it is so cowardly. Don't be pussies about the Muslims. Don't be fearful. That type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Tales of the Levant says, I highly doubt the appeal to Bart Christians have even read his books or know any of the arguments. What's up? Think for yourself.
What's up? Yeah, man, as far as them weaponizing the fear of being called a racist when people speak up against Islam, when you meet these Arabs that leave to escape Islam, you realize how ridiculous that is. There are Arabs being killed by this religion. And so to call people racist for being concerned about this insane ideology, the stoning women to death, and the people that are supposedly worried about women, the feminists and the liberals, are the ones inviting them in.
My son, don't be fearful of the people covering their women in head to toe. There's nothing to be afraid of that they want to cover. They want to put a towel on your woman's face.
Yeah. Well, the Christians did it too.
I know, yeah.
That's one of the copes up on the Islamic side.
Yeah, and they're right. It's a true cope. The Bart. Did you read the section appeal to Bart Ehrman? fallacy? Because I have a section in my book about that.
I've read an article about that. Yeah.
My article?
I don't know.
Okay, it might have been.
I know
more
that they
Amalek.
kept saying it on Godless Engineer when Richard Carey was on.
Mhm.
So I know about this circle reasoning.
Yeah, I think Need More Amalek might have read that one. Okay, yeah, we're gonna play the rest of the Amalek thing because I need to see it. Oh yeah, here's the peasant thing from Nick. I want to hear the rest of this. Hello, Nick. Low IQ, medieval peasant, anti-Semitism. Like, oh, the Jews killed Jesus. They killed God.
Very powerful. You fucking idiot. What happened to you people? Seriously, we used to be the smart ones. Anti-Semitism used to be smart and ahead of the curve. If you were saying Jews did 9/11, Jews brought us into Iraq, we know what we're talking about, we know the names, and we know what's going on, and now you got all these stupid idiots watching the show saying, but Nick, Candace said that Charlie confessed to her in a dream. I don't even believe what I'm hearing when I hear that stuff. She goes on her show, I've been having visions of beekeepers all year.
That's evidence to me.
Oh my gosh, our ancestors would hate you. Do you know that our ancestors invented every field of knowledge?
Dude, what is going on here? Amalek, do you remember what the other clip where Nick was like, our pagan Viking ancestors would, he said the same thing. And he said Viking pagan ancestors would have like whooped you for in the same type of a rant. You remember that?
Yep. You don't get to be a rational person if you think Paul had a revelation of a magical rabbi and created your religion. So you got to pick a lane, bud. You want to be rational, you're going to have to reject Mr. Saul of Tarsus saying that he saw Jesus in his dream. Okay, so
it's Nick is so funny when he crashes out on his audience on how stupid they are and goes, "You guys are so dumb." He wants to join the Jew. He just team up with the Jews and then oppress the Goyim because you're so stupid and act like Goyim. I need the Mizrachi soundbite. These Goyim can be so stupid.
They can be though. Can we take a moment to just acknowledge? I mean, we're more familiar than anyone how. Slow the Goyim have become. Is it because of the Christianity melting their brain? Like, what is it, man? Mm-hmm. But it's not a good look.
And Nick will be like, but we're the true Israel and we're the true Jews and the Jews' covenant's real and like they have satanic powers and the astrology's real and but these medieval peasant anti-Semites, it's like, dude, what do you think my criticism of you has been? Oh yeah, Tales of Levant too. The Bart Ehrman. None of them have ever read Bart Ehrman, and they all want to appeal to Bart Ehrman. Mm-hmm. Always the case.
Yeah, let's appeal to an atheist who thinks there's a kernel of truth to what Paul is saying.
Mm-hmm. Amalek said the same thing. He said we reacted to that on the Sunday Spencer Alexandria Zoom call, and this is exactly what we were saying about this astrology clip. Exactly, yeah, same thought.
Just like the Christians make Christianity real in a way, I forget, what's your word for that? When you're worried about the end times and then it, hyperstition. Mm-hmm. So women do that with astrology. So even if astrology has no intrinsic value, because she thinks it's real, she makes it real. The cat wants to go out.
Asylum, did I miss? Okay, I saw it. I think I saw the one. I hope that's the one you're saying I missed. Sorry, I can only have one screen up at a time. Technical difficulties, Folsom. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
So
don't call your lawyers, okay?
So even if Mercury being in retrograde doesn't actually change our behavior, it changes people's behavior because they read it. And they go, I looked up our chart and it's not going to work. Mm-hmm. You have a great job. You're a great person. Bye-bye. And so it's the same thing, except with dudes when it comes to Christianity and chicks, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I have a whole chapter on the prophecy deception and that phenomena of how that works and manifests in the real world. It's at the very beginning of the book. That's how important I think it is.
Invented every field of knowledge. Plato would hate you. Aristotle would hate you.
Nietzsche.
Da Vinci and Isaac Newton would hate you. We are becoming Negrofied. The Jews are right. We are becoming true goyim if
Yes.
we believe in fucking bullshit
So-
superstition like that.
Like Christianity.
It is literally like medieval peasant idiocy.
Dude, it's so funny because
Someone in the village said
what does Shmuley Boteach and the Jews always say about the anti-Semites? It's medieval blood libel anti-Semitism. They say the same thing. The medieval Christian tropes of Jews killed Jesus. It's like he's conceding here about all my criticisms. I gotta tip my hat to that a little bit, Nick. Nick just keeps like inching closer and closer to my way of seeing things, it seems like, over the years, especially in the last few years.
The next step is we got to get him to AI Jesus. When you get to that level where that's the best we can ask from people.
I think it's Spencer is having an effect.
Yeah,
through him.
We can't expect people to go full on right away sometimes. Get them to an abstract form of Jesus. Get them to make their own form of trippy Jesus.
When he gets disavowed by the Pope, too, it's going to look really cucked to keep shilling for Catholicism as the only answer. Because they're all pushing, that's been in the news, they're all trying to pressure the Pope.
Yeah.
Eventually, because Pope takes questions from random reporters, they're going to ask about Nick. Everybody's talking.
Yeah.
He's the talk of the town, and everybody's talking about him. The Catholic anti-Semite. And I think he sees that writing on the wall, too, and that's why he's realizing that that's coming, and it's not going to be good. And it's going to be... I feel like Adam Green sometimes.
Is there Catholic money? Can you be a shill for? Do you think they shill out any influencer cash?
Dude, you go on TikTok, or I've even seen on some YouTubes, we can find them, or Twitters. There's like all these conspiracy theorists that are like, it's the Vatican runs everything, and the black nobility, and Nick is the controlled opposition dialectic and part of the Vatican secret Jesuit Freemason New World Order. Like, it's
so many groups want to be in control. I've seen there's a not all Italians, but there's some Italians that push this thing. There's secret families. They give the money to the Jews. The Jews are the next level.
Yeah.
They want to be, and then the Jews are saying, no, we don't have any control. So that's why I believe them. That's the way to get reverse psychology. Just say you don't control the world, and I might consider it. But if you're pushing these theories, listen, there's 5 popes. There's the yellow pope, the gray pope, and there's levels to this.
Yeah. I should find one of those. They're really funny. The ones that are like, Nick is groomed. I just watched one last night. Nick is groomed since birth to be a Jesuit secret assassin agent. Like, it was so good.
The CEO of Olive Garden owns BlackRock.
Had a dream? Oh, come on, guys. Seriously?
Paul had a dream.
It's anti-white. It's anti-white. It disgusts me. It disgusts me.
Me too. Preach, Nick. I can see why Amalek shared that. So true. Nick W.
You know what else is anti-white? Jesus. And Roman Catholic priests molesting children. That's anti-white. Just a little bit.
I really want to see if I can find that Jesuit thing. Watch, it's probably not too long ago. The Jesuit thing. Also, somebody found an old clip of Nick praising Nietzsche. Oh, I wanted to see this.
Yeah, but a lot of Christians praise Nietzsche. Like Jordan Peterson had his thing. It's almost, it's like us reading the Bible.
Really a Christian. He's
I know. Jordan's a whole other thing. But you know what I'm saying? Like there's guys that, I don't know what it is, but a lot of Christians will dabble with Nietzsche selectively. They never want to go into the anti-Christian stuff usually, but they'll dance around all the other the pros.
Milo was on with Tucker too. A lot of people are talking about that. Oh yeah, I wanted to see this. The Gypsy Crusader. Look at Gypsy Crusader when he was younger.
Dude, he's doing a gypsy scheme. The whole thing really is an elaborate.
Yeah.
He's being...
Like he's grifting off white people.
Yeah.
It's like being a Jew, grifting off white people as like a white supremacist.
Yeah.
But he's a gypsy doing it.
You're being gypped. But I'm not going to say it's not funny. I've laughed.
That's Gypsy Crusader when he was young, apparently. Whoa.
Those are some lips, man.
Woo! Looks like he's got him pushed out. No way.
Damn.
Dude, that is no... Who would look at that and think, oh, that's a white guy? Wow. He looks like a half black, half white guy I played basketball with in high school.
He's got the edges totally down.
Yeah, no way. That can't
That's
be
the
him.
brother. That's Jackie.
That's got to be the brother, yeah. Somebody was saying that there was a video, episode 2, archive drop. Oh, I guess these are just pictures.
I want to see him talking about Jesus. Let's see. I saw him talking with Jake Shields in Times Square, saying like why Jesus isn't.
There's
Jewish.
nothing they fear more than Jesus. That's what he said.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, here's the Nick Fuentes controlled opposition. Here we go.
I've seen this guy. Oh man,
I've never seen him before. Actually, okay, here we go. Is Nick Fuentes a Jesuit agent?
Nick Fuentes is controlled opposition. He is a carefully designed informational weapon system delegated to run the Christian nationalism psyop, a martyr prince in the making. He is Ben Shapiro's dialectic, a perfect mirror image. Christian nationalism is the white side dialect to the Zionist dark side. Jesuits, Jews, good cop, bad cop, darkness to light. Fuentes is a false light. Fuentes wants you to return to Catholicism, wants your consent to put you under the thumb of the Babylonian Vatican, the Pope, the Pontifex Maximus, Christian nationalism.
See, it's the Babylonian, Nephilim, fallen angels, Vatican. This, like, it sounds like the rabbis. This is what the rabbis' conspiracy theories is. Rabbi Nava goes, it's Edom. It's like the secret Nazis. It's you know, that they have the same exact line of thinking. I think it's the other way around. I think it's the Vatican's controlled by the Vatican was created by Jews, and it's a Jewish religion. And they're the Esau
Orthodox
darkness too. You want to talk about the light and dark dialectic? It's Rome. Esau is the darkness dialectic to Jacob, who's going to be scapegoated. They're being scapegoated here in this theory.
All I know is we should take up our time figuring out whether it's the Orthodox Church or the Catholic Church that's going to save us.
Yeah, let's fight forever the right way to worship.
Let's dispute which Christianity. That's the good division.
Yeah, let's argue all day about the right way to worship the Jewish God.
And that's not causing division at all. That's unity. I want to show this the clip of Gypsy Crusader that I love the most. Oh, wait, sound. This is when he was a different guy.
Full-on Nazi.
Full on.
Gypsy hatred by Facebook. These people at Facebook have went full-on Nazi, all right? They hate Christians. They hate gypsies, they hate Jews, they hate patriots, they hate Donald Trump, they hate America. Facebook hates everything that America stands for. And now they've really crossed the line because you have banned the only gypsy journalist that I could think of is me. I'm not saying to toot my own horn. I swear I'm not, because I never wanted to say this because it sounds pathetic, to play the victim card. But I'm the only gypsy journalist that I know. It's just me. And they banned me. So now all of the undesirables have been banned by the Nazis in Facebook, okay? Because that's what they are now, all right? That's what they are. Christians, gypsies, Jews, everyone.
Wow. Talking shit.
In what he said about Jesus, he was like, oh, he's a Catholic too, by the way.
Nice.
Catholic gypsy. And he's like, yeah, there's nothing they fear more than the name of Christ. 3 things, man. He was like, the 3 things Jews fear most. And he was like, Jesus, Christ, that's 2.
Yahweh.
Something like that.
They hate
No,
Yahweh.
I think the last one was...
They don't even read the Torah. They read the Talmud or something like that.
The last one was an Austrian painter, actually, is what he said.
We'll skip that.
We'll skip that one.
They don't like that. I'll give them that. They don't like that. There is the theory, though, the Schickel grouper theory.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it's
that sounds like the Greenberg theory.
It's a bit too 40 chess for me. It's a bit too much.
Paul's duck lips are gay as fuck. Asking if are those grinder pictures? Yeah, look like it, huh? That's funny. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah, Nick Fuentes controlled opposition Jesuit agent. I want to hear the rest of this.
Might be the solution to the Israel problem they have in mind, the Trojan horse to usher in the Antichrist counterfeit religion through the Vatican. Roman Catholic one world order, you wouldn't see that one coming. That would catch you off guard, which is the point. Fuentes neatly fits into Albert Pike's vision for the Third World War, where Christianity, Zionism, and Islam destroy each other to usher in the Luciferian Enlightenment. Fuentes doesn't actually go against the system. Notice how he says, let's recap. Previously on The Truman Show, the newest development on Bread and Circus. Like Tucker and Candace, he treats Bread and Circus as legitimate narratives. He is a ringside commentator and occasional participant in the scripted WWE kayfabe between light and dark. Like professional sports, politics is a specific flavor of goy slop, and Nick Fuentes hands it to you on a platter. Notice how strongly Fuentes discourages four-dimensional analysis. It's okay to question Jewish power, but it's not okay to question the powers behind Jewish power. Your schizo is used the same way as your anti-Semitic. Doesn't want you thinking outside the juice box. I'd bet money that he was groomed from birth by a Masonic order which taught him the art of rhetoric and oration. His rise wasn't organic. He's been boosted into the cultural
Oration. Is he that good of an orator that he... You need a theory?
Yeah, Masonic Jesuit trained special.
He was trained by the secret dark arts.
And Myron Gaines, who was a federal agent for Homeland Security. He's had dinner with Trump and Kanye. He's networking with elites. But they've tried to assassinate him. Yeah, same with Trump. But he's been canceled and persecuted and deplatformed.
He's got a point.
How come his face is on major news outlets? How come New York Times is writing about him the day before the Charlie Kirk psyop? If they didn't,
they've been writing about him for years.
Maybe they're setting him up to be Kirk, baby. See if Candace has a dream about it.
Self-corrective feedback to trigger a self-destruct sequence in your suspicions of Fuente, because it is suspicious that he incited his followers to storm the Capitol on J6, but he never got charged. It is suspicious how he was given $250,000 randomly just before that. It's not so much as one smoking gun as it is death by 1,000 cuts.
Death by 1,000.
Let's imagine
conspiracies.
We're doing a conspiracy, okay? We're the top rabbis, and we're coming. Okay, the plan is we get this Mexican guy to say really edgy stuff, right? We boost him, then we take him out. That's next, right? And then we get control. It's like everyone keeps talking about how they're going to get control. It's like, I think sort of in the past tense.
I've got somewhat of a like similar theories about Nick, but not that he's like an agent of the Vatican, but just that he's being used as the Esau villain, Haman, Hitler.
But if
Christian
they're doing that,
trope, evil boogeyman.
But if they're going to prop him up like that, that means the next thing is to do something to him. So you're going to make an example out of him. You can't promote a guy, show, hey, you're going to be rewarded for this behavior.
I think he's been rewarded and promoted partly because he plays that villain role for them. He's used as the boogeyman. That's why the New York Times in the left gives him so much attention, to make the right look like evil white supremacist Nazis. The rabbis and Jews are talking about him all the time because he plays that archetypal Christian anti-Semite type of role.
Who knows, maybe? Okay,
but I don't think he's working for the Vatican to do it.
Let's get real deep and theorize what the possibility is. Let's say we know we're the secret guys. We make the plan. We know we're going to do October 7th and let that happen. Whatever. We got everything planned out. You could say, hey, let's have a guy be the Christian kook, circle the wagons ahead of time. And it seems a little too edgy for that, though, in reality. It seems like Nick is sincerely anti-Zionist, so to speak.
The idea that like the Vatican would hire Nick and train Nick so that he could be like some guy that they're going to condemn and make Catholics look bad to play the villain role for them, it doesn't make any sense, because he's not going to. His brand of anti-Semitism is used to smear like all of Catholicism in a way. So I don't see.
Yeah.
What is this guy really doing? He's mad about probably him not buying the Candace Owens kooky stuff.
Yeah.
He's probably a Christian. I would guess this guy's like a Protestant, some type of non-denominational Christian that says like, oh, like he's like, oh, this satanic, Antichrist, Vatican, Babylonian, like, you know, that only Christians say that type of shit.
Yeah.
So he's just some other kooky type of Christian. Probably. The conspiratard, and the Albert Pike mentioned too. Yeah. Very likely a forgery of letters, and even if it is authentic, there's been rabbis that have been saying the same thing. He probably learned it from Gog and Magog and reading what rabbis were talking about, the Gog and Magog war of Ishmael and Esau, the East and the West.
So this reminds me of something. I know we can't go over all of them, but what are some good things that you know for sure is crank? So you're saying that the Albert Pike, the World War III thing, that's nonsense. You think?
I think the letter's like questionable if it's authentic, but even assuming it was authentic, I think it's just something he would have learned from like Kabbalistic Judaism.
Right.
And like the view of 3 wars of Gog and Magog, like you got rabbis in Guyana Vilna talking about that long before Albert Pike's supposed letter. So what's the point of even mentioning Albert Pike if he's just retelling Gog and Magog stuff?
Is there anything convincing that you think would reveal something like that? Have you ever seen anything legit? Something, some sort of planning of a third world war? Or is it all bunk?
Are they planning a third world war?
No, I'm saying, out of all of these theories, is there anything that you do think is valid?
Out of what that guy just said?
No, in general. Like we talk about the topic of the end times prophecies and all of these theories. In the affirmative, what do you think, if anything? Maybe you think it's all nonsense.
I'm still confused with the question that you're saying here.
Is there anything that's credible? Any
like
conspiratorial in the realm of World War III prophecy?
Yeah. I think it's the phenomena of believing in end times prophecies.
Right.
Like I don't think it's a coincidence that they've been saying about war with Iran and Russia and China for decades or centuries.
Mm-hmm.
And when all the major faiths believe in an end times scenario, like they're going to hasten it themselves. They're going to allow it to happen. It's like inevitable that at one day, it has an effect on people's behaviors and the actions they take.
Yeah.
And if people think that it's real, like I got clips of rabbis like, yeah, it's happening and all the puzzle pieces in place and we're in the middle instigating it and we're going to win. And so definitely people if they've got that view and they're saying it online and on the internet and stuff, just imagine what they're saying behind closed doors with, politicians or generals or whoever in Israel and Mossad and stuff.
Yeah, and people in the
same with Muslims too.
In the First World War, people thought this is it. This is the end times. This guy's the Antichrist. This guy's that. It worked in both other world wars.
It's always done that.
Yeah, Napoleon was the Antichrist. This guy Nero. You can always. It's a grift that keeps on going. Just like Jim Jones could get 800 dudes to be in his cult. With this crisis, it's a cyclical crisis we're constantly in, and we're constantly waiting for Jesus to come back. He's yet to come back, but this is it, and he's based.
Well, also throughout all those times, there wasn't a state of Israel, and just look at the influence that the Muslims have, Islam has in Muslim countries, or in our politicians, or the Christian Zionists around Trump and Pompeo and Pence and. Who's our Secretary of Department of War? Hegseth,
yeah,
and Huckabee, and Pompeo when he was Secretary of State, Rubio, and the Adelsons, and they're all religious believers, and they're the ones in charge of the government and the military and the CIA and Jared Kushner and top advisor and Middle East, right? It's like
it has spiraled into where it is, like you're saying, it is worse now. So I'm definitely not, it's not an equivalence when I talk about the other world wars. I'm just saying that, Christians were going through the same grift, but you're right in the sense that it's like, it has been manifested. We do have the Holy Land. We are.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's the point. If it's a cycle, it's always repeating.
It's
and in every
spiraling.
generation, people are reinterpreting things and thinking it's in their time. Eventually, they're going to, especially when we have the technology, they're going to get us into it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be one day.
Keep waiting, buddy.
One day, it's like the boy crying wolf. One day, it's actually going to be Armageddon. Okay, here's another little one. See through it all says Christians not being disingenuous pieces of shit, challenge impossible. But you know what? Before we get that, sorry, Jossitz, or what is your name there? He had a question about Nina Lively and Paul mythicism.
Yeah, that's really interesting stuff.
Jay Stoltz 111. I hope you're still here. Sorry, I got to it late. Have you ever heard the theory of Paul being mythological or Nina Lively research?
Yeah, and there's a few other people that write about this subject, and it's super interesting. I'm not an expert on it, but I think if we have the fullest skepticism and we question everything and we believe nobody, we technically can't go even before the Second Temple's destruction. Like I've already told you, I believe that when we're reading the 7 undisputed letters of Paul, we're reading something before the Second Temple. But I believe that. Technically, if we wanted to fully not believe anything at all, there's a chance that Paul is this fake character. And if it sounds like 4D chess, it is a literary style. So Either Or by Kierkegaard is a really compelling book. And it's about this guy who found memoirs of another guy, and when he's talking about the letters that he found, it has this Blair Witch Project where you're reading it as if it's a real thing when it's fake. And there's a chance. I don't believe it. I think just maybe, it's my bias from being used to the other perspective, but I'm not able to, I've never seen anyone totally refute it. Like when Richard
Carrier did 2 blogs on it.
Carrier did the blogs on it, but am I wrong in saying that he didn't present any firm evidence to prove
not
Paul?
Conclusive?
Yeah, he technically he believes Paul is actually a real person, but there's no. It really is a situation where we don't know enough. We have to believe what these dudes a long time ago wrote. To some
Neil
extent.
from Gnostic Informant has interviewed her, and I think he's read her book too, and he's interested in it. He seems to be a little bit of a convert or believer, definitely open to it. And same with Nemor Amalek too. So always bringing her up. I've watched a little bit of her interviews, and I haven't dug too deep in it. Haven't read her book.
One of the things.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Finish.
That was about it.
So one of the things that does, when I think about what I could actually hang my belief on, is the character Jesus in the Gospels says things that Paul says and does things that Paul does. And so that seems like Paul's letters were older and then they created the character Jesus using the character Paul. But
the letters of Paul. Yeah,
the letters of Paul. So but when you think about it, it could have been someone made up the Paul stuff and then someone used that. So I'm almost I'm using that fact to hang my belief on it, but that still, if you have full 100% skepticism and you're not believing anything, you refuse to believe anything at all, that doesn't get through that filter. But it sort of seems, it's like I don't want to give them so much credit to be so creative that they would think of creating pre-Second Temple stuff. It's 4D chess, definitely.
That would be extra 4D chess. I mean, it already... Carrier would agree, and from my understanding, 1st and 2nd Peter are not written by Peter. Definitely 2nd Peter's not. Those are forgeries, pseudepigrapha. And same with Hebrew. We don't really know who wrote Hebrews. The church tradition says that it's Paul, but most likely that's not the case. It's very different style. So 1st and 2nd Peter. James, as they say, is written later, not by the real James, not in the lifetime of James. So if all of those are not even written by the people they claim to be, then huge chance that we know there's forged letters of Paul also, because scholars agree there's only 7 authentic. The rest, the other, what is it, like 6 or something, they claim are written by somebody else, or like the school of Paul, or there's copes too, like, oh, it's just written by a different secretary or something, but they're clearly different style. They're not making that up for nothing. So there is questions there, but that would be way too big to open that up and tackle it into my book. So I haven't gotten deep into it. It's kind of, it doesn't make sense to me that if Paul's letters doesn't even know an earthly Jesus, why invent a guy that's inventing a guy, Jesus?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, like I said, it is a literary style. It's not common, especially back then. There's no example back then that I know of, but it is a later style and it's super compelling.
So
if I wrote about how I found letters, it's super compelling to read.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is too much to give. I agree with you, but just to show, like, it is a thing later on in literature.
Yeah, literature to write fake correspondence and letters.
Yeah.
Kind of like the dialogue with a Trifo, right? That's a fake
Justin
dialogue.
Martyr?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's clearly fake.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, when you're reading it, it's like, okay, you're just making this up.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see why he has that motivation. He wants to make a distinction and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, one moral of the story of everything you just said, all of those points, is they're all lying. We should basically not believe anything. And I don't want to believe that Paul is real, but it just seems like it. I don't want to hang my hat on it. I always want to explore this idea. So I'll read like a quick thing of Carrier's long thing to see if we get any better take. Livesey is correct in describing as unwarranted the Academy's insistence that Paul was real. That claim is not a successful argument against her thesis. The question really is whether the letters provide evidence to doubt Paul was real, which gets us to her second and third arguments, which I treated last time. Yeah, it's so super long, but he has his points. He knows more than me. I'm going to take his word for it.
Yeah, and it's a little bit irrelevant to like the bigger picture of the Jesus deception.
Yeah.
Like, I guess if Paul never existed, that would mean Jesus never existed. Are we going to say Paul's fake but Jesus was real? That wouldn't make that much sense either. So it's like, it's even more, if Paul's a lie, then if Paul's the best evidence, the only evidence that Jesus even existed really is Paul saying that he met James, the brother of Jesus.
Yeah.
And if Paul never existed, then he never met the brother of Jesus. So Jesus, there's no proof then. So, but the big picture, I think, and the more important issue to keep the focus on is that Jesus is a mythical construct, a midrash based on prophecy about a Messiah that's meant to conquer the nations. Like, what else? Why even really need to speculate? The Paul thing is just like a side issue from that perspective. I think maybe, I don't know. Amalek probably disagrees. Maybe Neil would disagree.
I think if you were able to prove that Paul isn't real, then we get to throw out Paul in a way, and then mythicism is sort of, it's like the next level of mythicism. If you were able to, let's say you had proof like Paul is fake, like that's all they had. Like, we start with that, and so if you were able to prove that he was fake, it would change the perspective of things. But like I said, there's not much to go on.
Vrilzer's in the house. What's up, Liam? He says, Paul might be a school of people. Yeah, I wonder does Nina say who she thinks forged Paul's letters?
Ancient Jews.
I need to see more debates with Nina Lively, number one. She should debate Carrier. Hey, Derek, Myth Vision, Neil, can you set up a Nina Lively versus Carrier debate on Paul? Or at least a conversation? I think Dr. Robert Price is like, Because they're both kind of Marcionite also. Marcion kind of fits in with the Paul fake letters because Marcion was supposedly put together the first canon, and he was in possession of Paul's letters that were in that canon, and then Luke Acts. So that ties in with all of this as well.
Sounds like we have enough of a reason to believe these letters of Paul. Sounds like we should believe that Jesus is real. I'm sold. It's enough evidence for me, man.
I mean, it makes sense. Some guy had a personal revelation. I can see what he's talking about.
No, I mean that Jesus is real and based and coming to save us from Israel, bro.
Oh no, I don't think that's
full on, man.
That's out of the question. That ain't one of the possibilities. I don't think. I wasn't factoring that in. I know that's not
Yahweh,
the case.
Hashem.
It's weird. It makes sense. Like some ancient mystical Kabbalistic Jew is reading the scriptures obsessively. He was trained in the traditions of the elders, like at the feet of Gamaliel, supposedly. He obviously knew the scripture really well, albeit Septuagint. It seems like he was reading Septuagint, so Greek speaking, but personal revelation. Reading scripture, seeing Jesus in the scriptures, revealed through the scriptures, some mythical heavenly figure fan fiction that him and a couple Jews came up with. And they're like, oh, I had the vision too. I saw Jesus in the scriptures. And it's like, oh, were you caught up into the third heaven? Yeah, I had a dream too. And I saw him. He came to me in the dream. That just makes sense. It seems like that's what Kabbalistic, mystical, myth-making Jews do. So,
well, we know everything else after the Paul undisputed letters are a lie. So there's a chance. I'm on the fence. I'm agnostic about Paul mythicism.
Can you give us like Carrier's closing?
There's so much. He goes into serious detail, but I've read the whole thing, and I know none of it is. But there, of course,
he doesn't have a kill shot. She doesn't have a kill shot either.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
In this region, everyone is turning over rocks 3 times to look for little translations, and there's nothing to go on, it's
Hold on, let's see here. In the end, the prior probability, he loves to talk about prior probability, that a person like Paul existed is high enough that you need evidence to doubt he existed, unlike Jesus, who is the kind of person whose prior probability is low enough that you need evidence to believe he existed.
It's like what Bart Ehrman says about Jesus, though.
No, it's like saying Paul didn't do anything like magical or supernatural. Like I said, he's just a Jew. Like no reason to invent a Paul when we have plenty of ancient Sauls that are doing what he was doing, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Bart Ehrman uses that logic he says you have to prove mythicism rather than I have to prove
I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's saying the probability of Jesus existing is way less likely than Paul existing.
Right, okay. That's definitely fair.
Here, he explains it more. He says, there is a lot of evidence for Paul that does not exist for Jesus, which means, like letters for one, which means facts that there are more probable, if only a little, if Paul did exist than he didn't. And even if each time of evidence is weak, then we add up dozens of them. Their cumulative effect is no longer weak, and yet, even if it still was, any greater probability of the evidence, if he existed, entails he probably did. He wins on priors. He wins on likelihoods. Jesus wins on neither. So I just don't buy the idea that Paul didn't exist. Yes, his existence is not a slam dunk, but everything we do have favors it. Yeah, that's so Carrier, such a Carrier paragraph, but I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's a strong enough, from what I've heard from her, it's not a strong enough case. It maybe adds a little more skepticism that maybe he didn't, but
it definitely makes it so that when we ask this question, just like mythicism can be a distraction, but by talking about mythicism a little bit and then moving on, you demonstrate how weak the evidence for Jesus is. And so I like the fact that we're having this discussion because we want to weaken this and show how ridiculous it is.
Does this tell us how long we've been live for? No, it doesn't. That would be nice. I don't know what time we started. I don't know what time it is right now. Definitely that ain't the time.
No.
And that ain't the time. Okay.
Well,
okay.
You want California time?
No.
Because we're in North Korea right now, so.
Doesn't matter. I was wondering our time.
In LA, it's 1:05.
Okay. Let's do a little more of the debate, and then we'll get to Candace. That'll be fun. We'll end on Candace and her theories.
Tonight, I'm going to argue that one cannot be Christian, and especially not Catholic, while also being sufficiently anti-Zionist in a coherent, internally consistent way. My argument begins with the concept of controlled opposition, which I define in three very clear
This is Need More Amalek, by the way, guys.
First, the enemy leading the opposition. Second, a traitor working with the enemy. And third, a well-intentioned ally being manipulated by the enemy. These are the three categories I'm using. And when applied to Zionism, I argue that Christianity, and particularly Catholicism, fits all three. Not deliberately or conspiratorially, but structurally and institutionally. Because of Christian theology, Christian history, and Christian institutional capture, Christian anti-Zionism cannot escape the gravitational pull of the very theological ideas that give Zionism its own legitimacy. Therefore, Christian anti-Zionism arguments end up reinforcing rather than undermining the deeper framework that they believe they are resisting. We must begin.
Amalek, I need this. Help me get this in my controlled opposition section in the book. I love the way you put it right there.
The very basic reality that Christianity affirms the Hebrew Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the covenantal idea of a chosen people whose relationship with God includes the very land of Israel. These elements are not optional. They are foundational to the entire Christian worldview. This is not exclusive to a simple dispensationalist framework that many anti-Christian Zionists like to pretend and scapegoat. The Catholic Church makes this explicit. Pope John Paul II stated, "The people of God, of the Old Covenant, have never been revoked by God," as he cites Romans 11:29. This publicly reaffirms that the covenant with Israel is still valid. The Vatican's own teaching material goes on to say a specific land was promised to God by the people of Israel and received as a heritage. The gift of the land was condition of fealty to that covenant. So when Christians proclaim that the Old Testament has revelation and truth to it, they inevitably affirm the entire conceptual network that links the Jewish people, their God, and their land all together. Even if Christians may morally or personally disagree with Zionism or are horrified by its atrocities in Gaza, they are operating within a worldview that validates the very premise of Zionism draws from. You cannot reject the fruit while affirming the root system that produces it.
What do you call this, man? That's opposition.
Yeah, that's what real opposition looks like.
They called him a white nationalist. They called him a lot of things. Where are they now?
I like the way Amalek is laying out the premise of what he means by how it's controlled opposition.
Yeah.
Like, because they think that means like, oh, the rabbis are like secretly telling Nick what to say, or the rabbi, the Pope has a rabbi handler or something, and that they're all in on some big conspiracy. It's structurally, it's institutionally, it's like it's embedded, it's built into the foundations, right? Like that's what we're saying.
Yeah, they don't need any direct control. It's planned out perfectly.
And he said the three ways of controlled opposition. The third one was like they're well intentioned and like sincere, but they're still working for it.
Yeah,
he worded that well.
It is designed to pacify and create. Well, I mean, what is Santa Claus doing? He's waiting. He's waiting for Rabbi Jesus, and that's what we're talking about. We don't know that there's any phone to the Pope. They don't need that.
Baked in the cake. Thank you, Doc Jake Holiday.
Conspiracy truther.
I bet you the chat was kvetching so hard. I wish I could have seen the chat.
And if we were to go back to the very beginning of the church, that we see this structural pattern of affirmation and protection towards the Jewish people. The Theodosian codes, for example, included special carve-outs for Jews, protecting them on the Sabbath, granting them Senate seats in Rome, while simultaneously banning paganism and other religions and ideas. Christianity and Judaism were effectively the only legal religions in the empire. This historical arrangement illustrates a dialectic relationship with Christianity and Judaism have always played off each other, mutually reinforcing each other's presuppositions, with the church recognizing Jews as a witness people whose existence and traditions are to be protected until the end times. Although Jews occasionally have faced persecution in Europe, it was generally selective, limited in scope, and frequently stopped by the church itself, effectively acting as a protective outer shell. The Catholic Church often shielded the wealthy Jews from whom it derived financial benefit, while permitting, or not, at least not preventing, discriminations or expulsions or forced conversions of poorer Jews in a pattern that we see continued today. The structural institution also exists within Christian eschatology. The Catholic Catechism officially states, section 674, that the return of the Messiah is suspended until his recognition by all of Israel, citing both Peter and Paul on the future role of the Jewish people in salvation history. In other words, Christianity places the Jewish people at the center of the final chapter of the divine plan of history. As a result, Christians are predisposed to view major political and historical developments involving the Jewish people, including their return to the land and the state of Israel, in a spiritual light or cosmic enemy, rather than seeing them as the criminal syndicate they are in the real world. Christians may not endorse every policy of the modern state of Israel, but they cannot fundamentally detach themselves from the idea that the events involving the Jewish people may have divine significance.
Yeah. He's going to say they think that them returning to the land is like part of God's plan because they're going to rebuild the temple and the Antichrist is going to come. Mm-hmm. Exactly. And how Jews are like central to the end time story as the villains, central, but still central. And like that, they're even the guy said in the clip we saw earlier, he's like, yeah, and they're all gonna. There's gonna be most of them are gonna be wiped out, and there's gonna be 2%, and then they're gonna sincerely believe it. It's like, so your whole end times fantasy is that a couple Jews are gonna believe in the end. Yeah, like that's your aim. That's like the best you could hope for is the Antichrist comes and rules, and like the true Christians are persecuted, but then Jesus is gonna swoop in and save the day, man. It makes them the main character, right? Need more Amalek.
We're the real bad guys, not Israel.
The Groiper admitted defeat after the intro. I hope we hear the intro here, or is this just the whole intro? Let's see, 440.
Uncompromising critique of
It
Zion.
is just his whole opening. Okay, we'll hear the rest of it.
Events involving the Jewish people may have divine significance. This places yet another ceiling on how far Christian anti-Zionism can go. The modern Catholic Church also consistently affirms Israel's national legitimacy. During his 2009 visit to Israel, Pope Benedict declared, "Let it be universally recognized that the state of Israel has the right to exist and enjoy peace and security within internationally agreed borders." The U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops and other episcopal bodies around the world have made similar statements. The Church is not endorsing any specific government, but it is explicitly affirming Israel's right to exist biblically. This alone limits any Christian critique that hopes to negate the legitimacy of the Jewish state entirely.
And let's just assume they are a Christian is anti-modern day state of Israel. They're still like Zionist. They still worship the God of Zion. They still believe in a heavenly Zion and the significance of Zion. Like to act like, oh, we're anti-Zionist Christians. Like you're not anti-Zion. You worship the God of Zion. You're pro-Zion God.
You believe that the story in the Old Testament occurred to some extent. You believe their historical narrative, which in the rational world we can disprove. Archaeology, there's all these rational ways to dismiss this story. But you believe that story, regardless of your theatrical opposition and your rivalry to Orthodox Judaism. You think that story happened, and you shouldn't think it happened. In the rational world outside of, and that's why there's a distinction between secular Zionism and us. We're secular, at least I am, I don't want to speak for you, but we don't believe in that story. And a secular Zionist, an atheist Israeli, thinks that story has a kernel of truth. They believe they're sort of they're historicists for the Old Testament in a sense. They think that story happened. Yeah. And it's important to debunk that story. So when you're Christian, regardless of your personal Jesus, you think that story happened, and it didn't.
They're like corroborators and like
Yeah.
accomplices, affirming and legitimizing their covenant. And the Catholics go, you don't even know, like we don't think they're chosen anymore. We're the true Israel now.
Yeah.
We have the covenant now. We're the spiritual Jews. We're the true Israel. We're in the new covenant. But like, they are affirming the old covenant, which is affirming just their whole delusion. And first you catch them getting the foot in the door, getting them to agree about, you have the new covenant now, Goy, but the old covenant is legitimate. And then they go, okay, and ours is still legitimate too. Like first they catch you. It's like a sales tactic. They get you with the easy one, and then they rope you back in, right?
Yeah, I got to walk back.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's quite the rivalry. Like Burger King and McDonald's. Christianity and Judaism.
I wish this clip, Jacob and Esau, I wish this clip had his response. I would love to hear his opening statement. I guess I just have to watch the whole thing, but he's crushing in this. I want to hear the rest.
Moreover, Christian social teachings
create
additional structural constraints, especially when it comes to global humanitarian and migration issues. Whether one supports or opposes specific immigration policies, the fact remains that the Catholic humanitarian institutions operate through theological and moral principles of universal human dignity, solidarity, and care for the vulnerable, and that stem from the same biblical worldview that shapes Christian thinking on Israel and Judaism itself. And here we must add, you cannot sufficiently be against mass immigration as a Catholic either, because the Catholic Church and its NGOs are the very primary facilitators of this idea. Just like the capitalist class wishes to bring in cheap labor to dilute the wages of native-born workers, the church is now bringing in cheap souls to replace the less populated pews that white people no longer fill in their churches.
True.
Over 80% of migrant movements in America are facilitated by the Catholic Church or its NGOs itself. So by trying to mix nationalist ideas or anti-Zionism with Catholicism, one renders them incoherent to those who understand the reality of this situation. The worst part is that Christians often act as gatekeepers themselves of the Abrahamic narrative, preventing secular critiques of Zionism from emerging. People like myself or Adam Green are sometimes labeled as Jewish ourselves simply for rejecting the Jewish Messiah or denying the Hebrew Bible as the ultimate divine truth. By insisting that opposition to Zionism must operate within a theological framework, this gatekeeping keeps the debate confined entirely to spiritual religious terms, rather than engaging with secular, real-world geopolitics that is not only makes Christians anti-Zionist incoherent, but it actively undermines more effective, non-religious-based critiques of Zionism. I'm done here.
Nice. Good job, bud.
Christian anti-Zionism is not truly independent of the Abrahamic paradigm in which it ultimately fuels the very theological structure it tries to resist. Even Christians who personally oppose Israeli policy or condemn the suffering in Gaza remain bound to a worldview that affirms the Old Testament, the covenant, the chosen people, and the eschatological significance of Israel and its people. Christianity continues to pull political arguments back into a biblical framework that the Jews have routinely used to defend their state and their nationality and their identity. It affirms the covenant, it affirms Jewish continuity, it affirms the theological bounds to the land, and it maintains institutional commitments to Israel's legitimacy. It does all of this because Christianity, by definition, cannot abandon its own scriptures without ceasing to be Christianity. In my view, we cannot regain our sovereignty without somehow limiting access to and influence of the Bible, and Christian anti-Zionists prevent this from happening entirely. Therefore, Christian anti-Zionism functions as controlled opposition. It is opposition operating inside the very structure that fuels and protects Zionism's core claims. It cannot cross into the threshold of a fully independent critique because its theological foundations and institutions prevent it from doing so. A fully uncompromising critique of Zionism, one that stands outside of the Abrahamic framework, by challenging the legitimacy of the Bible itself as a historical document, requires stepping outside of the Abrahamic matrix. And Christianity, by definition, cannot take that step.
Nice.
Yeah, it's not real opposition when you're saying, no, we're the real Israel. Our church is Israel. We are the chosen people. That's not the opposition that's going to get the job done.
Yeah.
Fighting over who's the real favorite of Yahweh, Hashem, that's not going to get anything done.
See Through It All always post clips about that. Like this type of we're the true Israel anti-Zionism is just not going to cut it.
Yeah. I don't see it.
Well done, Amalek. I think I agree with Fuwa, though. He says, when your introduction is a college-level essay, but unfortunately, I think he's right about this. He says, Ethan's audience, or the Groiper audience, I would say. The Christians have glazed over eyes after 1 minute of that intro. They're just like,
yeah,
I need to hit the soundbite. And he talks like a fag, too. Like, that's all they're going to say, something like that.
There's that fag talk again.
He sounds like a Jew. Like, that's all they're going to say. Pretty Jewish not to believe in Jesus. Like, that'll be their response.
Honestly, man, when's the last time you read a gospel? Because the last time I was reading John not too long ago, and I'm reading it, and I'm just thinking, we're talking to retards. We're talking to Machiavellians who are grifting, and then retards. So if you sincerely believe these stories to be true, how could we expect them to really respond to evidence? We have to trick people into the truth, regardless of us being right or not. I think we're going a noble path, trying to use facts, but someone's got to figure out a better way, because the facts are not going to get into their heads, man.
They accused Amalek of being Indian. See, there you go. That's one hell of a cope. If they only knew. If they only knew the Aryan credentials of that man. Here's more. Last one of this guy from See Through It All clip. Christians not being disingenuous pieces of shit. Challenge impossible.
I think if we got Indians into Christianity, white dudes would want to get out of it. That's the trick right there.
Yeah. Well, the Catholics are doing that on their own.
There you go. Cause a white flight of Christianity.
What do you mean? What does that prove? Do you know what the Theodosian codes were? Do you know what the Theodosian codes were?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, what did the Theodosian codes do?
They protected what the Catholic Church saw as an oppressed minority group, which they've done for plenty of minority groups. Okay. It doesn't have any bearing on the fact that they also
got it. So the Theodosian codes, the laws that enforce Christianity on European people, set aside and protected Judaism as its own carve-out while banning all other traditions, and all other ideas, not even religious concepts, but philosophical ideas were banned. And the only ones that were allowed to remain were Judaism. It gave Senate seats to Jews. It protected Jews on the Sabbath from working. The whole concept that you guys have been, we've always been against the Jews, there wouldn't be Judaism today had the Roman Empire not adopted Christianity and protected them in this carve-out.
Okay, so we're back to the argument that the Catholic Church should have either genocided or advocated for the.
I have not said genocide one time, and I said no. And
no, you haven't said. You haven't said genocide.
That's not my solution.
To
answer that, no. He's not saying that. He's saying we genocided everybody else.
Yeah.
I don't think he's suggesting that. If we would have been cool, if Christians were cool with everyone, it'd be different. We're pointing out how they're not cool with anything else. They're only cool with them. And there's this list of, but then they put patches on them. And I get what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that we're literally saying, hey, come on, guys, stop being Christian and then let's wipe it. No, we're pointing out how ridiculous it is that Christians are completely selectively violent, and yet not in this regard. If you want to be chill and cool and kumbaya, do it with everybody.
It's another show. He's like, "Oy vey, you want to genocide us?" He literally did the Jew move. That's so funny,
dude. This guy's a crypto. I'm sorry, but he's bringing up a good point in the sense that
he's like, "Oy vey, you want to genocide all the Jews? Is that what you want the Christians to do? How dare you? Take it back."
But what Nimor Amalek is saying is right. They Justin the Martyr. You were talking about Justin the Martyr's dialogue. In that, he's also talking about, in other writings, I believe, how he used to be into Greek philosophy and how, no, that's not good. So they went out of their way to convert people from rational philosophy and, that sort of idea too. They weren't just anti-paganism. You weren't allowed to be this like Plato type of guy. And so it's gross.
It was totalitarian.
Yeah. They marked the statues with crosses but it just so happens that they didn't treat this group like that. We're not calling for them to treat them the way they treated the pagans.
No, they agreed that they were once chosen while they wiped out everything else. And he goes, oh, you wanted us to kill them all? Like, dude.
And your God is the same one.
Yeah, that's such a
And you have a new one. You have two new gods. One of them is a Jewish ghost that goes inside of your body. The other one is a magical rabbi that did magic tricks, but he couldn't do the magic trick of fighting off the Romans. And so it's like, it's not a good look, guys. It's super Jewish. It's super fake. It's a little bit gay. Who's the guy that he's on the bosom of Jesus? There is the theory that there's a few passages where there's this young guy in the Gospel of John where he goes the young boy that Jesus loves. I forget the name of the guy. There's a character that's somewhat gayish.
He takes off his robe and rubs their feet. And there's the little boy. There's the young man in the garden. But
no, something. It's
something Nicodemus. John is the one who the disciple loved.
The disciple whom Jesus loved. Now there was leaning on Jesus' bosom one of his disciples whom Jesus loved. John 13:23. That's a little bit.
I mean, if he's a 33-year-old virgin that hangs out with 12 dudes.
And he's a rabbi. Rabbis are sus.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear the rest
Just
of
kidding.
this.
I would never say anything about the chosen people.
But you're saying that if the Catholic Church hadn't, you're saying that if the Catholic Church hadn't protected Jews, that Jews wouldn't exist. So your alternative is the Catholic Church allowing.
No, he said Judaism wouldn't exist.
Am I getting that wrong?
No. The Jewish identity.
No, I'm not.
Listen, you are wrong. The Jewish identity thrives on the hated status and stupid anti-Semitism, okay, and the victim status of running to Gentiles and saying, look, these other Gentiles are being mean and saying we killed God with blood libel, and that is that's how their identity has been maintained in the diaspora for 2,000 years. Does that make sense to you?
So wait. The Catholic Church is wrong because we made people hate Jews.
No, you're not listening. For stupid
Where'd he get that from?
reasons. Do you understand? This is a stupid reason.
Yeah. Jews are the eternal victims because of the persecution from the Catholic Church. Yeah, that is the way the real world, even your church, looks back on history.
Yeah.
Repenting and asking for forgiveness and atonement and trying. Now they're defenders. Have you heard of Vatican II? All the apologies, the Pope's going to the wall and praying for peace and for forgiveness and stuff. Like, we're not making this up. Whenever, the two people brag all the time about the 109 expulsions. The Jews.
There's more than that now.
And the Christians, the Catholics.
With Afghanistan and Maldives, we're up there. It's not
But
one
you
of
know
them
what
anymore.
I'm saying? Every time the Christians brag about that, like a Jewish rabbi gets his wings. Gets his yarmulke because the victimhood and every generation, the persecution, the exile of Edom, all the Esau hates Jacob, it all plays right into it. This guy's just doing his little cackle. Like that's a response.
A quick little thing you can do is ask a language model of your choice to demonstrate all of the major times of persecution and then compare it to a time where pagans or other Europeans were persecuted at the same region. And you'll see the chart will demonstrate huge numbers and horrible things. And there's no comparison. And some of these expulsions were seemingly beneficial. I mean, the Spanish expulsion in 1492 leads to now we know he's a Sephardic. Is that debunked? I'm pretty sure.
Every person, you go to public school, you get the education. Christians today are taught with. You talk to your average Christian, and you ask them about the the Jews, and they'll go, oh, they've been persecuted. They
Yeah.
were persecuted by Christians. Like, that is their identity. So he goes, oh, you think they're bad because they went around getting people? Yeah, for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
You made them the eternal victims, and you created normal people, intelligent people, to have sympathy for Jews for hating them for stupid reasons. That's the point that we're making here.
Yeah. Victim narrative, aggressive mimicry. There's a few tools here.
Where are we at?
Wait, listen, bro. What does Paul say about this? Oh, let's see. Do you know anything about the Bible? Let's see. What does Paul say about what does Paul say about the salvation of Christianity? What does he say?
What does he say to who? The Gentiles or the Jews? Are you talking about when he says
Paul
to the
says
Jews?
that without the Jews' rejection, Gentiles would not have their salvation. That you should not be boastful against the Jews, because if you're boastful against the root as a branch, that you are be able to be cut off.
And what does that prove? What does that prove?
What do you mean, what does that prove?
What does that prove? So don't be prideful. Don't boast against the people who got kicked out of the covenant, because then God will see that you're a prideful person. You're like gloating. Oh, God gave. Then you become a Jew. Do you understand that that's what he was saying?
Listen, this is what they're saying.
No. What he's saying is that spiritually, the Jews were cast out because they did the thing he's telling them not to do.
Not a single Catholic priest in the entire world would hear what you just said and affirm it as doctrinally sound.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's a crazy assertion.
Being cast out.
No, it's not.
I'd be amazed for you to back that up.
Okay, I'll send it to one after this, I guess. I'll send it to
Yeah, send me all of the arguments after the debate is over, please.
Well, what do you mean? What do you want me to do? You want me to call up a Catholic priest right now? Are you fucking retarded?
It's a tall order for him to ask.
Yeah,
Sort of.
yeah. Go ask your Catholic priest if the Jews have been cast out
During the debate, immediately. Oh, gotcha.
And what does it prove when it says that like they're the root, they're the root, and that they had to transgress to be cut off so you could be grafted in? It means that like it's God's plan. And now you're grafted into the Jewish root, and do not boast again it because it's the root that supports you. That means Jews support your religion and had to happen for you to have your God. And it's all God's divine mystery and 4D chess. That's what it means. That's what it proves. It means you're kosher controlled opposition and part of the whole Judeo framework and dialectic.
If you were valid opposition, you would be forbidden. They'd get rid of it.
Look at the glee on this Christ cuck's face once the topic of killing Northern European pagans comes up. Let's see.
You guys conflate white identity. What is this whole idea that the
This dude's crypto.
Catholicism and the white race are somehow intrinsic together? This is part of the issue that I have with this, is that you guys conflate white identity and what it means to be European with Catholicism. The Catholic Church killed more European white people than it did Jews in all of its history, 10 times over. Absolutely it did. What are you talking about?
What were the British and the Germanic tribes doing when the Catholic Church showed up, by the way?
What are you talking about? Listen. I'm talking about the number of white Europeans killed or oppressed by the Catholic Church is far higher than the number of Jews. So the idea that you're going to sit here and say,
so the Catholic Church is worse than Jews now.
That's not what I'm saying. What is this whole idea that
Yeah.
Catholicism
I love
and
the pop
white
quiz
race are
move.
somehow
Has the Catholic Church killed more white people, or has Jews killed more white people? Ignoring that the Catholic Church was ultimately started by Jews.
What were the British and the Germanic tribes doing?
Were they dancing around
Pop
trees,
quiz.
sacrificing their babies so like they had to be killed because they didn't believe in Jesus, bro? It's so based.
Pop quiz. Gotcha. This dude's a fool. He's a crypto.
I wish I could have seen the comments. Okay, let's see here. We got a couple Candace. The latest from Candace now.
The best.
Getting some tabs cleared up here.
I think Charlie.
By the way, okay.
What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say this is Kevin from Think for Yourself. Follow him on Instagram and YouTube. If you're not, just search Think for Yourself.
Official.
Yeah. Don't think for him. Don't let him think for you. Don't let the Jews that wrote the Bible think for you. Don't Jay Dyer in his transcendental argument think for you.
Let the holy Jewish ghosts inhabit your body and wait for Aryan Jesus to come back. Forgive your neighbors and your enemies. Let them strike you on the other side of your cheeks. Follow instructions. Pray to Hashem.
Writers, they would eventually produce the works of Shakespeare through sheer probability. Also,
Okay, let's hear Russell Brand before we get to this. I want to hear a retard. Dude, this guy can never button up his shirt.
Jesus is real, isn't it? It's like a bottle of water and it's holy then, right? Bit of Jesus. Forget all of the pedophilia that I've been accused of. And think about Jesus, right?
Yeah. Jesus saved me and forgives my sins, right?
I get a lot of clicks when I talk about Jesus.
I like Jesus because I get a lot of clicks. I get a lot of love and tithes when I talk about Jesus.
was the idea that if you gave 1 million monkeys 1 million typewriters, they would eventually produce the works of Shakespeare through sheer probability. Also, the room you did that in would smell of monkey poo, just because of they're difficult to control, let's face it.
Did he say 1 million monkeys?
It would take many more than that, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Happening in real life. We do have
by random probability.
Advanced, divinely blessed apes typing continually. Sometimes that leads to truth. Sometimes it leads to chaos and ridiculousness. What it's leading to, though, I think, is an irrefutable push towards decentralization. There's no way you can have this many people having this much access to truth, as well as nonsense and ridiculousness and wild opining and proselytizing, even like me, in this bathroom. Right now, just another monkey typing and pontificating.
He's on drugs.
Respond to our new conditions. The Industrial Revolution ultimately produced mass warfare and communism and fascism. Now, what political systems do we need that reflect our technology? Let me know in the comments and chat. Praise Jesus. That's just old Russ. A little bit of toilet chat. Infinite monkey theorem.
It's funny that he's talking about monkeys because the German soldiers used to refer to the British army as Inselaffen, island monkeys. Just so happens. And Candace Owens.
Candace Owens, okay, this is yesterday, is now suggesting that Charlie Kirk's widow may be behind the cover-up of Charlie Kirk's murder. Dun, dun, dun.
She got it.
USA has now come out and said that it was Erica that directed them. My toxic trait is that I want to know why rappers like The Game are asking more meaningful questions about the death of Charlie Kirk than his close friends over at Turning Point USA, because The Game just dropped his song. It's Friday. And he asks the question explicitly, who killed Charlie Kirk? And on that same note, Blake Neff of Turning Point USA has now come out and said that it was Erica that directed them to have this live stream. And so now I want to know, did she sign off on that letter where, we are getting now referred to as Antifa because we won't stop asking questions about what happened on 9/10? Did she direct that, very insincere, he uses the word direct, insincere offer for me to come join them in a live stream? I need answers to all these questions. Plus, boys wearing maroon, too many of them on the day of 9/10. We're going to get into all
Dude,
that.
What?
So her evidence is actually getting so bad that I'm starting to think it is true, but her job is to get us
Cover
away.
it up, yeah.
Yeah, she's presenting nonsense, but pressing it so hard that I don't know where to go with this.
There's just a little bit too many people wearing maroon. I think there's something going. There's the maroon conspiracy. I don't know. Whoa.
She is taking the piss, as Russell Brand would say.
Dude, too many people wearing maroon? Actually, it sounds compelling to me. I'm curious now. I want to hear the maroon shirt theory.
And the dream. Don't forget that. Look, you got to look at the whole picture. She's got a few texts, which was pretty, not very cool to post screenshots of a dude.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I'm convinced.
Dude, I want to know what's up with the maroon. The Will Fund Cat Stream, says Asylum.
Yeah.
Will Fund Cat Stream. Did you see the cat?
Yeah, she came onto my lap. So tell me about this one. So I've seen the clip of where they're saying he's seen with the gear and then he unpacks it and then he puts the gear back on. Like, have you seen that?
I've seen the guy shortly after the shooting goes and gets the SD card out of the camera.
Yeah.
But then he responded and he's like, yeah, and I gave it to the police.
Let's say you were a lawyer and you have to present, like, what is the most compelling evidence that you would have to tangle with of the list of the many things they've claimed?
Frog Eye says he's always green pilling in the live chat on other streams, and he gets dogpiled by the Christ cucks who say their only argument is to call me a Jew. And he doesn't even mention me, and they just start kvetching, Jew, 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 Jew.
Yeah.
They're so pathetic.
And that word to them means someone who rejects Christ.
Yeah.
That's how they define it. Not a rabbi that preaches the Torah.
No, I think that some of them try to say that too, obviously.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, that's interesting. Here's another one.
They should start calling him, he was the last Jew. Yeah, he was a Jew, but he was the last one.
Or like
the last real one.
There never was a Jew until he was the first and final Jew, and then everybody that rejects him is a Jew. But also, if you believe in him, you're a spiritual Jew.
Jews are AI.
It's a little convoluted.
The assumption is that you are live streaming because you want the internet to be able to attend, right? That's the whole purpose and function of live streaming an event, is that it invites everybody to be able to attend. So when you extend an invitation of live streaming and you don't explicitly say it must be in person, why would I assume that you're going to rescind the offer if I say that I can appear via live stream? Okay? They never said that. When they made the offer and they were pretending that they were being sincere, they never made in person a point of their demands. They never also said that I had to respond within 24 hours. That's a hostage situation, okay? There's no way that I could have accommodated all of that. In a million years, 24 hours to respond. How about, let me see if I can make that work. Even if I could have made it work, which I couldn't have, because my husband instantly said, no, you cannot do this Monday. And he runs the household, and he has an important
Trad wife,
which involves people that are coming in from overseas. But even if I could have made that work, I would not have within 24 hours have confirmed to them if they had even sent me an email. Because I have kids, I would have had organized things, and it would have just taken longer than 24 hours, and they knew that. It is not my inclination to go to Phoenix without having my team with me. And my husband is very much a part of my team. But I will say that I will raise it further with the Supreme Court of George Farmer. If you are insinuating, and actually if you can confirm that you are saying that you will allow me, as you said further in this, to bring whatever it is because it would be more authentic if it was face-to-face. If you're saying that I don't have to deal with you, and this is actually going to be very open, and I can ask every question under the sun, I might beg. I might beg.
So she makes excuse after excuse after excuse, and then goes, "Oh, but if I could go, I would beg to go."
Yeah.
So this is TPUSA offered her. I guess they did some public video where they challenged her to come, and apparently she had some excuses, or they couldn't agree on the time or something.
And so the husband was the chairman of the British offshoot of Turning Point USA.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Turning Point UK. That's crazy. Could just be controlled out, man. She's still on the payroll. 5D chess, baby.
Okay, here we go.
What if Candace Owens isn't even real and she's a myth?
Here's Candace's Spider-Man lie.
That she said in multiple episodes, yeah.
No, it's the lone shooter who had never been on campus, who climbed the roofs like Spider-Man.
This is something that she said in multiple episodes. Yeah, Tyler Robinson climbed the roofs like Spider-Man. Oh, it's so crazy. She uses such gross exaggeration to make a point and to make you, the listener, believe that the idea that Tyler Robinson was on the roof is nuts. Well, here's footage from when I went to UVU. Let me show you exactly how much of a Spider-Man you have to be to get on this roof. It's insane. All right, folks, so here's the stairs that go to the roof.
Oh my God. We're gonna watch the whole thing. Okay, walking up some stairs.
Wow. This wall is about maybe 3 feet tall.
Looks like it's got to be
All right,
Spider-Man
so
to
right
me.
there is the shooting position.
I've seen
It's
somebody
about
else go
200
and do
feet away
this
from
too.
there. You don't need to be Spider-Man. As a matter of fact, you don't even need arms. You can literally get up there if you didn't have arms. So for her to say that you need to be Spider-Man and convince her, because there's a lot of people that still don't know this, and many of you watching this maybe didn't know this is how easy it was to get to the shooting location. There was nothing difficult about it. And for her to say that you need to be Spider-Man and to use this weird straw man argument for that point and this gross exaggeration to make it seem so ridiculous when it was so easy, that is clearly intentionally deceptive and outright dishonest and propaganda to push a narrative.
Yeah.
By definition.
It's almost like she's doing red herrings.
Yeah, like a lazy bullshitting.
She's doing red herrings to get us off the trail, man.
It's just like how she was like, yeah, the feds wrote the text messages, and then she's like, he said the word vehicle, like only cops say vehicle. No kid would say vehicle. And then in the like one video we have where he's on the body cam with the police, he says vehicle in it. She just, okay, so there's that.
One thing I will say is that, you know, when people bring up the point that, oh, he wasn't switching. So even if he wasn't switching to anti-Israel, there's still a chance that he would be, there's still a motive. You can still use him. But I don't know. Doesn't seem like the perfect play. Take out your best guy.
And it's like now all these people are calling them. If they did it in the play, they wanted everybody to blame them.
Yeah.
Because then they could play the victim in all these conspiracies, these blood libels, right? That would be the play too.
Yeah.
Here, Candace told her audience that TPUSA paid to have their leader assassinated. Russell Brand questions her on this, and she says she never said that. And then here's the receipts of her saying that, apparently.
That just, I certainly didn't suspect Turning Point USA would be, as I believe, involved in a cover-up. And we can talk about what the motives are of that. They could be financial ones. It doesn't necessarily mean they weren't involved in plotting to kill him. And I've never said that. So in theory, Cam Higbee, who was laughing off the idea of an assassination attempt, is being paid by the very organization that just had its leader assassinated in broad daylight in front of the entire world. I find that to be interesting.
Your battery run out?
I certainly didn't suspect Turning Point USA.
No, that's it?
As I believe involved in a cover.
Hold on.
We can talk about what the motives are of that. They could be financial.
Paid to have, that's not, this guy's a bullshitter. Why does this have 4,000 likes? She just said Cam Higbee is being paid by TPUSA and says that it's not true. That doesn't mean that TPUSA paid to have him assassinated.
Clickbait
title.
That's how you get them likes, baby. Not the noble way.
See, and it works too. That's why I watched it, is because it had
Gotcha.
lots of likes. Okay, let's see.
You know who else has a lot of likes? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he has the most clout. Here's Ian Carroll calling out Nick Fuentes, and he's doing the whole Candace, Charlie Kirk truther stuff too. Let's see this one.
And then I noticed Irina Mapp, donor family to TPUSA. The kind of people that would at least be like, what? If Charlie Kirk had been properly buried, he would be turning in his grave at the behavior of Turning Point USA. As it is, may God help his soul.
Sorry. Yo, thank you, Maxed Out Bear, for the 20 Saturday stream shekels. Thank you, Maxed Out Bear. I was just starting to get a little sad about the lack of shekels. Let's see, we are up to 250 on Rumble at least, though.
What Milo was saying is, well,
Her toxic trait is just asking questions.
Charlie wants also
X. Dude, I want to hear this maroon shirt theory.
to ensure that it does. Spirits in a discarnate form after death of the body can be highly telepathic and can make sure that truth reaches its needed destination. Charlie has a right to a peaceful burial with his true legacy intact. Those that know about this should be transparent. Thoughts? My thought is that I would like some transparency.
And Candace has donors too, like John Mappin, or was it Joe? John? I know that John Mappin would pay for her private flight. The Scientologist that introduced her to her husband, George Farmer.
Ooh.
John Mappin, the Scientologist who descends from the family that makes the jewels for the British Crown. John Mappin, the man that takes credit for introducing her and her husband at Turning Point UK, the organization that he funded, that launched at an event that he hosted. I'm sure that Mappin would love to pay for that flight. He's been writing letters about her, writing Substack posts, and she's been retweeting him. He would pay for the private jet.
I don't even know what we're talking about here.
We got lost.
I'm looking for my Ian
that's
Carroll
settled.
clip.
Charlie Kirk was taken out by Turning Point USA, baby. It was their plan.
Here's more Ian Carroll talking shit about Nick, apparently.
This is your moment on so many levels.
Okay.
Here's your chance, Nick Fuentes.
Nick, bro, dude, you're the anti-Israel guy. You just gotta, come on, dude. Let's expose Israel. They killed Charlie Kirk, bro. Come on.
This is your chance.
Come on, join us, man. What are you, like a Fed or something? You're going on Louder with Crowder and all these podcasts, to cover up for Charlie Kirk, dude? What's the deal, bro?
Like, you're supposed to be our guy, bro. This is your moment on so many levels, dude.
Your moment.
Where are you? You're on Steven Crowder disavowing the people that are actually out here taking on Israel. Taking on...
Dude, yeah, you're taking them on, bro. You're totally gonna expose the Mossad hit on Charlie Kirk, bro. You're bringing Israel down, dude. You and Candace are bringing the whole system down, man.
We need you.
I got 1 million followers in a year on TikTok and X. And we're bringing Israel down, dude. We need you. Let's all the anti-Semites unite, dude.
If we accuse Israel of killing Charlie Kirk, we win.
Yeah, that's kind of the mindset. Yeah.
And we need Nick Fuentes.
We win, yeah. We can't win without Nick getting on board this theory.
Dude, he's being such a fed. It's like a dude trying to get you to do coke way too hard. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
You need this.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Whole thing. And you're over here with Crowder. And listen, Milo's a very controversial, polarizing figure. We'll mention that in a second here. But in my limited experience on the internet, in my limited experience observing Milo's posting online, I have seen Milo bring a lot of receipts to a lot of very, shall we say, heated contests.
Ian Carroll is the Jim Cramer of conspiracies. Any time I hear him say something, I'm like, okay, it's the other thing. Whatever he's saying, he's such a fed. I don't know what it is, man. I get a bad vibe.
And the way he's portraying the Milo situation, Milo's been claiming Nick is gay and a Fed over and over again, and claiming he has receipts, but we haven't seen him yet. Where is the proof? If he's got all this proof, I hope it comes out. He's been making big claims.
Yep.
On that. So
where's our receipts, bud?
Heated contests.
Fed stash.
Obviously, especially as I'm kind of shitting on Nick in the same show, you should know that.
And you know what's funny too? It's Ian Carroll and Candace Owens, the people that started talking about Jews, last year?
Yeah.
After October 7th? guys like me and Nick have been doing it for a decade.
Hello.
10 years.
Fellow anti-Zionists.
Yeah, and now you're going to lecture us on what anti-Israel conspiracies we need to get on board with? Like, who are you, dude? You don't even understand the Jesus deception. Candace believes in Jesus. How can I trust your discernment? What's going on here? How can I trust your discernment on anti-Israel conspiracies when you won't even call out the God of Israel?
Yeah.
Come on.
Here's the Jewish test. Burn the Old Testament and tell us that Hashem, Yahweh, is not real. And then I'll believe it, that you're not practicing Judaism. A form of Yahwehism.
Trust Yeshua only. It annoys me, though. This guy that's like literally started talking about Jews within the last year
is going
to now like pressure guys like me and Nick that have been doing it for over a decade.
It feels like, like when you're selling weed and then your state legalizes it and you have nothing to do with this new, like, weed shops just start opening up. And you're like, fuck, man, I've been on this corner selling weed this whole time. And they just got the license. They're selling edibles. That's what Ian Carroll is. He's selling edibles.
Interesting analogy. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, just think of it this way. Ian Carroll's your weed dealer, all right, bro?
Yeah.
And it just got legalized and he's acting like he's got the best stuff, but you've been growing it for 20 years.
Yeah, and I'm trying to give Fuentes his credit. He's been calling people out for a long time. I disagree with him, but at least he's been here, like you said. Ian Carroll, where did he show up from?
Yeah, hey, new kid, hey, newbie, hey, new hire, new kid on the block. Enough with telling us how things are going. Like just because you went viral on TikTok and got astroturfed and platformed everywhere immediately and never censored, doesn't mean that you have authority and you know what's going on and you need to be lecturing the rest of us.
He got on Joe Rogan.
They're saying,
right
Kevin
off the bat.
Speaking from experience. Did you have a bad?
Well,
no.
And you can look those threads up as well. And Gripers will be sure to post them everywhere that Milo posts. They're not hard to find. Not really here to weigh in on Milo's ancient history. It's a fucking mess. But as all messes are.
So Milo's tweet is 2026 is the year the Fuentes gay sex tape comes out because that's the year I'm dropping it. Guys, if there's no tape by the end of this year,
I'm canceling.
You would think, canceling Milo. Milo lost credibility, but I'm pretty sure there's been stuff like this in the past. I hope he's telling the truth.
Well, there was the thing
what's
where...
What's he waiting for, by the way, though?
Yeah. Fuentes had that thing where on his stream he got hacked and someone played like gay porn, and so it was clearly him being attacked, though. It wasn't. It seemingly wasn't a slip up. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not a big Fuentes guy, but
I mean,
I have seen that. And then he admitted some shady things. He said some sort of sus things about younger girls.
Yeah, I saw a clip of him the other day where he's like, I've got no interest in going on any dates, and I don't even really want to get married, and living with a woman sounds awful. And then he's like, I saw another clip the day after. All my timeline is just Nick Fuentes clips. It's all anybody ever talks about is Nick Fuentes, it seems like. He was also like, he's like, I've been on dates, though. I've been on dates. And he's like, I went to prom twice. It's like, dude, this motherfucker really said, I've been on dates. I went to prom.
He's saying the sort of things like a 12-year-old says when his aunt asks at Thanksgiving if he's got a girlfriend yet. It's like, I don't even really like them.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I've done some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Someone get him a lady.
Is Jesus a Fed? I don't know what's gonna happen. Imagine how weird a girl must be to. I don't know. It's like some people got it. Some people like have a thing with ladies and like ladies. The guy asked him, he's like, "You've never just been like, head over heels for a woman," and he said something kind of gay sound. It was like enchanted or like something by a woman. Never been enchanted by a woman. But he goes, "No, that's simping. That's not incel stuff, right?"
Yeah.
But I know what he's talking about.
What?
You know, like
in the sense.
I'm a married man. I've been with my wife for a long time, but the way I first felt about my wife.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. You can be cheesy in that
when
sense
you got a
without
hot piece of ass, it's like
yeah, no, dude.
Wooga,
The Vibe Fuentes is putting out. I mean, he admits it. He admits that he's an incel. It's not like we have to accuse him of that.
But he's like a weird. He admits it too. He's like, yeah, IVF test tube baby, like weird asexual, like freak. He even calls himself that. So it's not even like something I'm making up. It's a well known thing.
Asylum 8.
That's right. Fuentes did get caught with tranny porn open in a tab Mr. Krabs account as an alt on Twitter. He was also in weird tranny group chat. That is all true too. Yeah, so
I believe it.
I know. It very likely could all be true. That's why I'm set up for years even too. But even his excuse was, oh, look, there's eunuchs for Christ too. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm just like a virgin pedophile priest, you know, not a.
You know what? It is. It all is kosher. It's Catholic kosher.
But how we got into this is Milo claiming that he's going to drop the sex tape, the 2026 sex tape, which I just don't know. I feel like if he had that, what are you waiting for? Why are you going to make us wait, Milo? And if you're bullshitting about this, I'm not going to follow you anymore. I'm unfollowing.
You should have him on. He's in Cali, right? Could have
I think LA, yeah.
In-person thing.
I don't know if I can handle an in-person Milo. That could be huge, though. I should try it.
He'll tempt you. And then he'll accuse you of having a tape.
I know, I kind of just want to steer clear. I'm scared of Milo a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want. Who's the redheaded comedian girl that used to just talk about like what celebrities said in private? He's like catty, and that's like you don't want to talk to a guy like that.
Yeah, I don't want to turn
material.
Milo into my enemy and have him talking about dropping sex tapes of mine or something. You know, like I just want to steer clear of any Milo. Storms, hurricanes.
Kathy Griffin. So Kathy Griffin would her whole set was, I talked to Ellen and she was a huge bitch. And then I talked to Ben Stiller and he was like, And so you don't want to be with one of these gossipy influencers.
Yeah.
Or else then you're next.
Yeah, you guys can understand that. I'm just trying to stay away from Milo controversies.
You're insecure.
And so, I guess we'll see just how fucking messy 2026 gets.
Oh, I guess we'll see Nick Fuentes' sex tape. There's already a supposed sex tape. But remember leaked, you probably hope you don't know this, but Destiny. Some streamer, some big leftist streamer, Destiny.
Yeah, he's the guy that...
It apparently wasn't Nick, though. Nick said he had to check to make sure it wasn't him.
He got destroyed by Finkelstein.
Mm-hmm. Got destroyed by everybody, I think.
Apparently so did Nick.
All right,
Fuentes.
guys, before we wrap up, do we have any last-minute questions or comments or Rumble rants? I think the Wheeze in the Juice says, I think Milo's video exists. Nah, dude. If he had a tape, if he had a tape and he had Nick blackmailed with a tape, like Nick, we wouldn't be seeing what we're seeing.
I don't like to select particular denominations. I like to sort of vaguely criticize Christianity, but I will say as a former Catholic, I'm lucky I wasn't the cutest kid in school because these priests were gay. They just straight up were. I didn't get touched, luckily.
I think my childhood preacher was gay too. He was single, no family.
The
extra nice to me.
The altar boys were all just so happened they weren't the kids that knew the Bible the best. They were all the cute boys. I mean, it was super gay.
They're the ones that sung. They filter out the gay ones by who can sing the falsettos in the it's not called the chorus. What's it called?
The choir.
Yeah,
and our Jesuses are often a little bit too ripped. They don't make him I've seen certain denominations. They make Jesus sort of ugly, not in Catholic. They make him a little too sculpted and stuff. It was weird.
Oh yeah, I wish I had my phone. I could show you. I took some pictures of a nice white Aryan Jesus I saw today.
There you go.
What is it called in Catholicism when there's the 10 or 20 stations of the Passion narrative.
Right,
I saw that. I walked up a
what is
big
that
hill, and they had all these different things.
Yeah. You go to each one. Yeah, I used to have to do that.
Yeah, it was like the Romans whipping him, and then it ends with him up there, and
feel bad for him.
Yeah, what is that called, guys? I know that's a Catholic thing.
And
I saw it today.
And it's all like
the name of it.
Symbolic, whether it's on purpose or not. It feels to me such like a symbolism of the suffering of the Jewish people. He is like, I don't know whether this was planned, but he effectively represents them.
Stations of the Cross. Yeah, they're like stations.
Stations of the Cross.
Is it cross or cruise? The Stations of the Cross. Yeah, that makes sense. They seem like little stations. Is there 10? 10, is that right?
Yeah, Catholic school was not only these fruity priests being creepy, we also had these really angry nuns who were clearly going through their own issues.
Dykey lesbian.
Or like incel ladies, like they like men, but they, weren't exactly satisfied.
They had mustaches like the one on
and they're all married to Jesus.
14-step devotion that commemorates Jesus Christ's final hours. Dude, it's like, how obsessed has this story taken over that like everybody, every statue you go to we talk about this on the last show at the Louvre? Like there's a whole room and it's just like everything's a painting of Jesus or from the Bible or sculptures of Jesus. How obsessed has humanity been with the death of this Jew?
Especially Europe.
King of the Jews.
And it's the combination of how talented the art is and how obsessed it is with one topic, as if nothing else was allowed. And then our musicians. Imagine like all of these amazing musicians that had to write stuff like the Miserere and all these beautiful choir things. They could have made maybe better music if they... I mean, I'm not going to say it's not inspirational. There's religious music that maybe a secular person wouldn't have written, but it's depressing that European talent was wasted drawing dudes like Peter and Jesus.
Got a Mozart music box that plays a really nice song, but I'm not finding it.
He was cool. He wrote really... You ever see the really raunchy songs he wrote? He would write like secret, crude, vulgar songs about like... There's one called Lick Mein Arsch, like about licking asses and stuff.
Here it is. This is the one I want.
Eine kleine Nachtmusik. A small night song.
This is the music box we just got. Tell me you don't love this song, guys. It's going to be commercial. Watch. No. Okay, good. And we're about to wrap it, so unless you guys have any Rumble rants you want us to respond us to.
Track is fire. Isn't it weird that like Europe went through this trend, like this gradual progression, this evolution, and then someone in like Afghanistan went from sand and whatever, goats and rocks, and just like, here's an AK-47, here's a cell phone, here's Wi-Fi, and like they just sort of skipped this era. Like dudes in Zimbabwe don't make these big sailboats and like explore the ocean.
Yeah.
Europeans did all of this stuff
class.
that no one in Zimbabwe will ever do.
They never had curls like that.
Dudes in like the Congo are never gonna have like those old school wars where everyone lines up and they got drummers and flute dudes, and Europeans did all.
This is just like sophistication and like nobility and class and culture.
Who said it today?
And genius. That he was like a child prodigy genius.
Oh yeah.
And his dad wrote a book about how to play the violin, and it was like world renowned, translated in all these languages, and he trained him from birth basically.
Right. And being around stupid people makes us stupid. It's contagious, and so we've lost this European talent. We're being dumbed down.
Now we got trap music.
Nicki Minaj. It's like, you ever see that experiment?
This is satanic. The Christians are like, this is satanic and demonic.
Yeah, this is...
No, I think he played in front of popes and stuff.
Yeah, no, he was kosher.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you were to play something super old school.
Oh yeah, Mozart was a Freemason too. He became a Freemason later on in his life, what I heard, for connections.
Yeah, if you're
get all the
lower
top
level,
guys.
if I join the Freemasons right now, I will never get a conspiracy meeting. I'll never know a secret. Like if you're at the lower levels, it means very little. You're a pawn.
There's a theory that he was murdered by the Freemasons. He did die at 36, I think it was. So he was a young guy. Lost too soon. All the greats.
Of course.
All the great musicians lost too soon. Asylum says, favorite beer? Both of you must answer. You don't like beer.
So I don't drink any beer. I'm one of these guys that I don't drink anymore. But I love Guinness. I love dark beer.
Guinness dies. It breaks the Aryan code for beer.
Okay.
It has dyes and preservatives, but probably back in the day they made it legit. But
I read that they used to have a filter that got caught up with dead mice, and when they cleaned it out, the beer wasn't tasting right, so they had to add like some sort of meat flavoring, and then they came out with a vegan Guinness, and I was like, why is there a vegan Guinness? And I read it. It's like, oh, it's because they have to fulfill the absence of the mouse meat flavor that used to be part of Guinness originally.
I want to try the mouse meat one.
I mean, you know, it's the authentic one. It's going to be hard to get the exact recipe because it's like a rotten horde of rats. So you got to like let it sit in a sewer in Ireland for a while.
I love a variety of beers. If I had to choose my favorite, the one I normally get is a hazy IPA.
Did you show this one?
I'm a West Coast California guy, so I like IPAs, but especially hazy IPAs. I don't like liquor though. I'm not a heavy liquor guy at all. There's not any liquor I really like, unless it's masked in like a really good drink or something. Tasty
I think
stuff.
alcohol keeps the Europeans down. It's what the rabbis want.
You know, it was the priests and the monks that actually used to have, when they had prohibitions on alcohol, they would give exclusive brewing to the monks. So some of the oldest brewers and breweries in the world were monks in the church, and they would make bank because they had a monopoly.
Think about that. So you forbid music outside of the church. You forbid sex. You forbid all of these pleasures. And then it's all you. And these peasants, they have to come to get the little bit of wine, the blood of Jesus, a little bit of bread. You're a little bit hungry. You got them. So you forbid everything. So it's all you.
No, I do understand people though. It is a dangerous drug, and it could be very addicting. And we were just talking earlier. It has estrogen stuff in it.
Estrogenic effects.
It does make you feel sick. It only in moderation, in extreme moderation, I would say.
Yeah, it makes me really stupid. But then I see dudes that there are really smart drinkers out there. Richard Carey is one of them. That dude can drink.
I'm better when I drink, man. I'm so much better. I go bowling and I'm drunk and I'm so much better at bowling, dude. It's just like strikes over and over again.
Hell yeah.
One time I was wasted at the bowling alley and I did 5 strikes in a row, bro. World record. It's actually a true story.
I bet.
It was like 5 or 6. And I was hammered, man.
When I get drunk, I see red, man. If someone says the wrong thing, I fucking see red, and boom, I'm over your body, dude. 4 Coronas, and I'm deep.
Alcohol is Jewish. Oh, mead. Yeah, I do like mead too. I like mead. I like wine too. I'll go wine tasting.
I don't want the blood of Jesus inside of me.
I'm like snotty. I go wine tasting. I put my pinky up.
And you spit it out.
I swirl it around and I sniff it.
A hint of chocolate.
I'm a bit of a connoisseur, you might say.
A sort of breeze of garlic. Of course, I'm talking tones, not literal.
All right, guys, we're wrapping it up. I gotta pee and I'm out of water.
Jesus is fake and Jewish.
And alcohol is bad for you.
Jesus' blood is wine. To drink, that is Jewish and a little bit gay.
Ancient empires, there's bread and circus. That would include alcohol.
Right.
Paying workers in beer to encourage drinking to keep unrest down.
Right.
makes you weak and fat.
Yeah,
It's
man.
true.
The more I drink, the less I care about conspiracies and all this sort of stuff, and so I don't want that. It distracts me. I want to just get high on the thrill of figuring out whether Charlie Kirk got shot.
Yeah.
Getting Nick Fuentes on board.
I just want to get high on Jesus.
Yeah.
I just want to get high on kosher internet conspiracies.
I want to let the Holy Ghost inhabit my body, the Jewish ghost, and then I'm connected to Yahweh, who is the Holy Ghost.
For special occasions, it's very European though to drink beer.
It is.
You're not white if you don't drink raw milk and beer.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I think that's one of the things that needs to change. Maybe in moderation. I think it's keeping the whites down. I think and there's a few examples of some of the greatest white men abstained from alcohol.
But did they smoke
Look
tobacco?
up the list. Some of those men didn't smoke tobacco. Some of them did. But I'm not going to name any names, but some great European men abstained from certain things such as alcohol. And, to each his own. I think Europeans are... And when you look at these Arabs, that aren't drinking, imagine if white dudes had that sort of discipline. And they were... A guy like Khabib, you ever see the fighter? Dude, if that guy was drinking like Conor McGregor, he wouldn't be like that. That hate in your heart comes from never drinking, dude. And your wife is under a sheet and you're just wrestling and punching and shit. Like, dude, you can't have... Drinking is fun, I get it. It's a good time, but some of us need some hate in our heart.
All right. I agree. Salem says the church changed the formula of beer to use hops at some point, which supposedly made it the estrogen part. Survive the Jibe had a post about it.
Also,
what is the German, the white beer rule? Is only
Weissbier.
Wheat, barley, and hops?
So in Deutschland, it is forbidden to have like flavored beer, and there's a lot of stuff that you see. These hipster beers are not allowed.
None of that pussy gay shit. They made a rule. Only real ingredients.
Yeah, they're pretty strict about that, and it would be frowned upon even if it wasn't prohibited. Verboten.
I'm the same way too. It's not real if it doesn't have those standards. That was the first food law I've heard too.
Right.
And in a lot of places, alcohol is safer to drink than water.
Speaking of beer, did you know that when you're reading about ancient people drinking, they were drinking really light beer?
Mm-hmm.
And so we think like they were just totally trash all the time. It was like wine cooler beer.
Yeah.
They didn't figure out like true liquor till later.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to take it all in sober.
Yeah, I get it.
That is true.
It's hard. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I'm taking it. It's hard, all right. I'm raw dogging life. Not totally raw dog, but...
Sober dogging.
California sober, bro. What if...
Let's see. Okay. All right. That's all we got, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Maybe not too soon. Maybe not. But think for yourself.
No more news.
And no more news.
No more of it. But then think
for yourself. No more, but then think more about the news. Yeah.
Think for yourself about the new news.
Good point. Later, guys. And thanks for all the support. And let me know what you think in the comments. I really want to know.